Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and people of all gender identities, we forgot our headphones.
We did. Here.
That's a thing that happens on this show sometimes. So while Zach goes and gets headphones, I'm going to tell you what we're doing this week. Can you grab mine from my office as well?
Sure.
So, Alan is laughing at us from the other room. We, last week, failed completely. We were doing an orbital rendezvous docking operation between some ships trying to rescue a Kerbal, and we forgot to put batteries on our spaceship, so we ran out of power, and now we're going to try and deorbit and recover it, because it's worth money, and we don't have much money, and we need to go rescue this Kerbal.
I think it also might.
The Kerbal is probably very annoyed because we got not close enough that they could really see us, but they knew.
We were within 3 kilometers at one point.
Yeah, they knew.
They knew.
And now we're going to go back to Earth and not come back for, 20 minutes.
In game probably days. Okay. So that's her, that's us.
Why is
it super loud for you?
Yeah, it's super loud for me. I don't understand how this headphone amp works.
The way it works is that lots of people use it constantly.
No, I know, but usually I have mine turned up to about half, and now it's turned to a quarter, and I don't know. Never mind. Okay, so flight engineer, space, rockets.
Yeah, I think we're probably just going to because you can see we have 0 electrical charge. We also have very little liquid fuel left.
Oh, that's what happened. Someone turned the overall gain up.
Wait, okay. I mean, look, that's a pretty good intersect, isn't it? 0.8 kilometers.
Yeah,
but
you have no power.
I have no power. But if... Oh, okay. So that was the intersect with the maneuver, which we can't do. Oh, actually, our orbit's... Okay, so I learned some important things about orbital rendezvous. The fact that we do have 2 intercepts means our orbit is fucked.
In what way?
In the way that it means, we're wiggling out of their orbit, which is bad. You don't want to do that. I don't know exactly...
How did we get ourselves into that situation?
I think we started in that situation and then decided... I remember deciding that having 2 must be better than having 1, because it's twice as many.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the case.
Turns out it's not?
It's not.
I mean, that does make a certain amount of sense. Oh, do we not have one of the electric charge generating rockets? Oh, it's very slowly generating charge. Okay.
You should probably just go home, though. It's also not I could turn RCS on that for Charlie Hell. I also learned something.
You don't have electric power, so you can't use your reaction wheel. That's
right.
What's happening. And you don't have a pilot, so you can't use your SAS.
Turn off the reaction wheel. That would probably help.
You're generating way more power now.
Yeah, but no.
So are we? You're trying to deorbit, or you're trying to?
I'm trying to deorbit. I've just
because I don't know that you're doing that.
Pointing this way deorbits eventually.
You also have your thrust limited to.
Right, I do have the thrust limited.
Off.
Let's turn off the engine. How low are we? We're super low, so it should, theoretically, it's very easy to get the hell down.
Yeah, I'm just saying you didn't actually change your speed.
Yeah.
During that entire maneuver.
Because I had the wrong thing up.
Oh, so you were that's why you're spinning in a circle, because you were chasing.
Because I was shooting at the target.
Okay.
I was flying away from the target rather than flying away.
No, you were also spinning around in circles.
I was trying to figure out where the hell the maneuver node is. Okay, here we go. This is how you get out of orbit.
That'll get you out of orbit. Was that all your fuel?
No, but we're also out of orbit, according to the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we're done, so. I want to test something really important real quick here. That is not working, like I was told. Wait.
What are you cheating? How are you cheating?
I'm not cheating at all. Okay, so...
Oh, you're RCS thrustering.
But you can directional RCS thruster.
Yes.
These are controls that I didn't know.
It's very important for docking.
Very important for docking.
To move you that last few inches.
We're in fact going to decouple.
Hey, Ouija Power!
Hello, Ouija Power. Hashtag summer vacation. Nice.
Happy to help entertain you on your summer vacation. We're gonna try and dock this spaceship, except not this one because we're taking it back to Kerbal.
And we're gonna make some slight adjustments,
like putting on batteries,
like putting on solar panels and batteries. And
oh yeah, solar panels. Too.
I think it needs like a flight computer too, possibly. I don't remember.
Small details.
Now we have electric charge.
Yeah, because burning the engine and turning off the reaction wheel generated a whole heck of a lot of charge.
Okay.
The reaction wheel, you know, takes a bunch.
Right, it wasn't generating much because the thrust was limited to 10%.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You drew Scrooge McDuck? Nice.
Cool. We also get to test this thing's re-entry, which would be interesting.
I don't think it'll work.
Please go away. Usually if I click...
You've clicked the lock button, though, haven't you?
No, it's unlocked. See if now it's locked. Now it's unlocked, and it goes away. We just get to know. We just get to know how much electric charge is.
We were talking about how we didn't... Oh, no, now we don't get to know. Never mind. You've ruined everything.
This game works perfectly. It's false. It's definitely the mods.
So you want to get a little time warp going on here?
Oh, yeah. We should get some time warp going on here.
Accelerate our crash into the atmosphere? And you don't want to point yourself...
we don't have SES, so,
No, you're going to want to pray yourself nose forward.
Nose forward?
That's the part with the heat shield, isn't it? Oh, no, the back is.
Both have...
They both have heat shields. All right, well...
Theoretically.
Then take your pick.
Just going sideways is the bad choice.
Yes.
That's...
Point yourself heat shield forward.
Let me get us... Try to, reduce...
Yeah, that's fine. The atmosphere will take care of the rest of it.
Okay, now, yeah, the atmosphere should keep us mostly...
If you don't want to explode, you don't accelerate while you're burning. I don't see any temperature icons yet.
We're coming in rather hot.
I've seen hotter.
I mean, yes, we have done significantly hotter on this stream.
Oh no, that's a parachute in front.
It's shielded. It's designed to go in nose cones. It's got to be heat shielded of some kind, right?
It's a special high-tech ablative parachute.
Mm-hmm. We're coming in quite hot, but at least there's no heat gauges, so...
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
There they are.
Okay.
They're still, all the way at the bottom, though, so...
Yeah, you probably won't lose the parachutes. Does this thing kind of want to flip?
Kind of wants to flip backwards. Should I let it?
Probably not. Although maybe.
We got some overheating warnings down here now.
Yeah, you're not slowing down an awful lot. So
okay, we're hitting slowing down. Nope, we just lost 10 meters per second. That was it. We need to hit the next part of the atmosphere. Now.
Maybe you do let it flip. I don't know what'll happen. Probably not good things. Maybe good things.
I don't know what that piece back there that keeps. As soon as I turn, the thing I'm worried about is as soon as I turn it sideways, it's gonna explode. So I kind of don't want to do it.
Yeah, you're kind of going a little sideways there. It's starting to slow down now.
That's good. Yes, we've gone under 2,000, which is a nice place to be. Yeah, we hit that extra bit of the atmosphere. Should really slow us down.
Yeah, it's doing the trick. You'll probably be okay.
It really wants to just flip over. Okay, I'm gonna let it
You're not
go.
overheating now.
Yeah, Now it's just happy to be this way. Just slightly.
Oh, I know what that was on the side. That was your docking port.
Oh. Okay.
Docking port does not appreciate this.
Well, it's not really meant for re-entry, is it?
Not super much, no.
Okay, we're getting nice and slow.
Did we put legs on this?
No.
Oh, okay.
We just have 7 parachutes. This part is heavy, and it's going to be full.
Oh, we
of
are going to
person.
splash down, so that'll be okay.
Yeah.
You're getting to parachute triggering, I think.
Okay. You gotta wait for these to be yellow, so it's happy. We're still coming. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, no, that'll slow you down.
Oh, we don't want to see orbit. That's.
I kind of think your Kerbal would appreciate it if you could flip this the other way around.
We'll try. That's a no.
That's a hard no on
That's
that.
a hard no.
All right.
It is kind of built the wrong, like...
Upside down?
Upside down.
Yeah, well, all right. I guess, technically, the capsule probably...
Is the heaviest part, right?
Well, I was going to say is the strongest part.
I think it is, actually. Doesn't give us any of that information here, of course. But.
Right, but, you know, somewhere it will. And then just for safety's sake, you'll want to, right about, in about 10 seconds, you want to turn off your acceleration. Because since we're crashing into the sea, you can actually look at the sea level gauge to see how high you are.
And
Anytime now.
So we're going to go to 2 times for a bit.
Yeah, fair.
It's easier to pull us out of 2 times than it is 4 times.
You're going pretty slow. 3 meters
We're going
a second.
very slow. For a landing, this is about as slow as
you're gonna go. Yeah, true.
I think I've gotten down to like 2.5, but that's not a big difference. I mean, I guess actually,
I mean, if you're splashing down upside down into the ocean, it kind of is. But hooray, we recovered that failure of a spaceship.
Successfully recovered. We got 0.2 science for that.
0.2 science. What are you gonna buy?
I don't know. Okay, let's open rescue. Rescue is also saved. Which is the better version?
Which is
the one with more parts. Let's
one
go
with more parts. Okay.
So we know we need solar panels.
Mm-hmm. One brief suggestion.
Yeah.
You might want to add another fuselage to the ship, where you can fill it with batteries and solar panels.
We have that.
Yeah, and then not take it back to Kerbal.
I can put solar panels on this part too. I put more batteries in here.
Yeah, I don't know.
How much? Yeah, we don't actually have any batteries.
Yeah, we have no batteries.
Stuff some batteries in this box.
Just saying, you don't want to put the batteries and possibly solar panels on the outside, and have them
explode on re-entry.
Well, on re-entry or takeoff.
Let's see. Do these? Okay, so they don't say. That might be a nice thing to know, because there's certain parts in Kerbal Space Program that
don't really participate in the whole
physics. They're agnostic to the existence of physics, and I don't know if these, because like I know years ago these weren't. These didn't care what physics said, but now, I have no idea.
That was just a suggestion. You don't have to take it into account. If you're going to try lining things up like that, you probably want to put snap back on.
Oh, snap, right. Because snap turns off every time. I think that
just looks much nicer.
That's just plenty, also. It's like, that's a lot of...
True.
For what we're doing.
And we keep that stage for all of our...
This is...
Would you want to dock with that stage? I guess you need the motor
we have to?
Orbiting?
Yeah.
Okay, don't worry about it. Never mind.
I don't think we're docking.
How are we rescuing this poor Kerbal?
I think she's getting out of her spaceship and flying to our spaceship. I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to work. That was another concern I discovered, was we may
We'll
not actually...
find out when we get there.
We might actually not be able to dock things.
Why not?
No, I guess we can.
Well,
there's
a
like...
Clampatron docking port. What more do you need?
There's a different kind. I watched a Scott Manley video where he used a different port to clamp onto this port. Do two of these ports clamp onto each other, or... We just say capture range.
Force. It all depends on what's on the other ship. We have no control over that.
Yeah.
So we'll find out when we get there.
Right. We have flight computers and stuff, I think.
I think you complained that we did not.
No, we got them. Some of the last missions we didn't have them. Like, we have 2 scientists.
I believe we cannot afford to hire a pilot.
Let's just check real quick. Let's save rescue and check real quick.
Okay.
I think we might actually be able to hire somebody. They're expensive. But we could get a pilot here. Get Monty.
Get a real stupid pilot.
I really want to know if that means anything or not. I have no idea.
I mean, stupidity is the stat we've been going for, so.
They would have to be stupid to get in our vessels, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to leave. You need to go in there. Oh, she's got a rank. That means she gets extra science. That's cool.
Well, send her on science missions. So we've checked the whole thing out.
Yeah, so we got...
Oh, I think you wanted launch clamps last time.
Did we? Sure, we'll put launch clamps on it.
I seem to recall it almost falling over when you took off. I think that was this one.
Yeah, but where do we put them? You see the problem?
Okay, fine. We're ready to launch.
We're ready to launch.
Ready to go.
I guess. Let me see. Okay, if we put them there, they are smart. Okay.
Yeah, they're smart. You can kind of put them anywhere.
Well, you can't put them in direct line with the fins. That's all.
You sure about that?
If I put them like this, I'm pretty sure it would explode. If you want to do it, let's do a test. Let's see if this explodes.
Yeah, I don't think. I think we were talking about things that don't participate in physics. I'm pretty sure
docking clamps don't.
Docking clamps don't dig physics.
Okay, I think we need to throttle up for this one, as I recall.
And
we need to put those
declamp.
on. Whoop!
You only released one.
Well, okay, let's revert this.
Do a slightly better test.
Vehicle assembly.
Yeah. Slightly better test.
How? Oh, because they're touching that stage, which means they need to be on that stage. That's how it works. Also, we want this to fire at the same time as those.
Yeah.
I think we do. I think we need to.
Technically. What's your stage 4?
What is my stage 4? Oh, that's after we ditch these.
Oh, okay.
So it takes that into account. No, actually, we don't need to throttle up on this one. We need to throttle down slightly because we got a big kick and then. I'm pretty sure they.
Okay, they physicked a little bit, but not a whole lot.
Oh, that's fine.
What?
Launch windows?
We didn't care about launch windows last time.
We did, actually, but...
Okay, revert to vehicle assembly and start caring about lunchtime then.
I also want to, like, move the clamps.
Fine.
It's just that...
You're not exploding the rocket on takeoff.
It's not like... They didn't explode the rocket on takeoff. You were correct about that. It's the fact that they bumped the whole rocket on takeoff, which is bad, but not explode bad.
Did you check your staging? I think it was fine.
I'm going to need to fix that again, for sure. Okay, so where the hell is...
And remember, you can turn off all the stuff that you don't want to see. Figured out how to do that. Up at the top.
Right. You don't care.
And you're flying a spaceship.
Shit.
I don't know why we chose to do that. Why it chose to do that for us.
It made that choice boldly, and actually we just want to check that on the launch pad is what we want to do. That's all that matters.
I seem to recall you being last week all like, fuck launch windows. We can
No, like
figure it out when we get there, but
because our launch window was pretty good.
like I know what a launch window is in theory. I
Mhm.
don't know how to figure one out.
Well, we want to launch when it's on our side of the planet and not the opposite side of the planet.
Oh right, yeah. You're not talking about launch windows. You're talking
I'm talking about launch barn doors. I don't know, launch cargo holds.
You're talking about paying the least amount of attention possible to where we're going. Which is
Yeah.
fair.
So
That's
like,
fair.
I want to wait a bit. We're gonna wait until she's about here. I mean, theoretically, actually, I thought about this, and I think the easiest way to rendezvous with her is going to be behind her because it's such a low orbit. So we're gonna wait until she almost passes us and then launch. Right about here.
Okay.
Those launch clamps aren't the best.
It's a rifled launch clamp. It's a spin stabilized rocket. That's a thing.
Yeah.
This isn't a spin stabilized rocket, but we can pretend like it is. Why was there fire above you? Going a little fast.
Okay, we're also
We'll be presumably hitting max Q right about there.
we're gonna need to fix our orbit slightly here. That was a good thing that happened.
Are
God
you-
damn it! No, we lost the fin.
Oh, you lost. Oh,
we lost
shit.
the whole fucking fin.
Yeah, that's not good. That's certainly not helped to stabilize this rocket.
Nope, not even a little bit.
Are you sure you know where you're going?
Yeah, I know we're not going the right direction.
Oh, okay.
That's what I know. Now we're going that way.
We could test our in-flight abort procedure.
What's our in-flight abort procedure like?
Throttle down the engine and decouple all the stages.
I think we could potentially salvage this. No.
No.
Okay.
No,
Oh,
you not
shit.
fire the engine.
Yeah,
and
no, I get that now.
You can't turn it off now.
Nope. It's not connected to a rocket anymore. Hopefully, gravity will take over.
You don't have any RCS on
No.
this part of no.
Gravity will take over.
This is not how you do an in-flight abort.
I've never had them stick together so well before. Usually they slide off.
That's a very powerful rocket.
Just gently spinning gently. I can activate the parachutes for maximum
No.
bad ideas.
No, that is a terrible idea. You will not land then. They will burn off in the atmosphere.
Oh, we are going rather quick. Yes.
You're not going that fast.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you just have to wait for
Here we're sliding. There's some separation.
that. You don't want that to happen right now, though.
We wanted.
No, you don't. You'd much rather that engine just run out of fuel and not do
That's
this.
going to take a while.
I know.
Oh,
Oh, there
it
we
did.
go.
Okay.
Hooray.
Hooray. We're saved. We should probably just revert the launch. I removed the launch clamps.
Why did you eject your parachutes?
I don't know.
Now you should recover. I thought it would be funny to test our in-flight abort procedure, and then you screwed it up.
I did. I'm sorry.
It's fine, you know, we screwed everything up on that launch, so. Are you sure removing those is gonna solve the engine blowing the wings off?
No, it's not going to solve that problem.
Oh, okay.
It's going to solve the other problem where the ship immediately, like...
The spin stabilized problem.
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully it stands upright. Like, it'll be funny when we go back to it and it's just sideways on the launch pad. Do we still launch at that point?
It's already exploded 45 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's fine.
seems to be fine.
We have pilot SAS now. Are you sassing me?
Saying we'll figure it out when we get there.
That's the plan. For sure.
Now, is this you throttled all the way down to the minimum? All
And
right.
we're still going pretty damn quick.
I don't think you want to have your main engine
Oh, I probably.
on.
I didn't last time. We're
Why?
high enough that it doesn't matter.
Okay, well,
We're high enough that it doesn't matter.
true. Why didn't that happen
The other times?
other times?
Who knows?
Fucking rockets, man. It's
How
almost
did-
like it's rocket science.
How do they work? What's our apoapsis? Our apoapsis is plenty high, actually. Nope, we need a little bit more. Yeah, we need like 7, let's say 71. It's pretty damn close to 71. Then we're just gonna go.
We have a really odd approach to staging on this thing, but you know, it'll work.
What do you mean?
How you still technically you've shut off your first stage. You're carrying it with you
Oh, up here
up
and then
to
to
there,
burn
and then
it a little
burning
bit
it
more.
a little bit more, and you know, like slowing down before you've gotten into orbit. All interesting staging choices.
This is the Kerbal Space Program, not the Doing Science Correct Space Program.
It's a much less fun game. You only have one interception this time?
I'm not sure. We're gonna next.
We'll find it.
Step 2 is to fix our orbit in relation to their orbit. Where's the atmosphere stop? 70 something.
Yeah, but you got to get going sideways. Why did you activate the engine that way?
Because I wasn't sure if I hit it here or not, and I didn't want to lose our last stage, just in case.
Okay.
Is that unreasonable?
That's a fair precaution.
I love our flight information, but it does take up a lot of screen real estate.
Yeah. It's quite big.
We can turn
Can't
some
you
of it
turn
off.
some of those panels off?
We want that one. Don't care about that one. These are good. Used up a lot of fuel doing this.
Yeah, because you spent a whole lot of time
Yes,
not
trying to
burning.
fix the art. Yeah, I know. I
Well, you should be in orbit now.
need a little bit more.
Oh, to actually circularize it out of the atmosphere?
Might be helpful.
Yeah.
Actually, I should just wait. That's quite a separation.
What was the separation? Oh, yeah, I see.
600 kilometers? Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's pretty far.
This thing worked so well last time. I don't know.
So our plan is going to be to go higher?
Higher. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna go. We're higher. So our plan is to go higher. It'll save us fuel. It'll be good.
Isn't that burning backwards relative to your orbit?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull in the apoapsis because it's a little high compared to theirs, in that it's like 100 kilometers higher.
Okay.
It'll let me circulate, like it'll let me fix things easier. That's bad. Why is that the case?
You're not in the same plane?
No, this part. The part where periapsis is 50 something. Where's their periapsis? That's their descending node. Their periapsis is here. Ah, that's the problem. I may have created the maneuver at the wrong node. Okay.
That won't get you where you're going.
It really won't. I'm gonna bring our apoapsis down. That's probably fine for starters. And we're inside on this side, which sucks.
And you really don't have as much fuel as you might like to do this.
We really don't. We have all this RCS fuel, though. Maybe we should use that. You think that'll work?
It's not quite how
Anything works?
that's going to work. I don't know.
We're going to limit this.
I mean, you're still doing a 50 meter a second maneuver, so.
It's not that much for this engine. 2, 1.
Where did that take us?
Took us places. So, but the important thing
Still far away. But...
is to be even on both sides. If we're high on one side, we want to be high on the other side too.
Hey, Total Warrior, how's it going?
How's it going, Total Warrior? That would put us slightly higher than them. So that's what we want. I also want to do this thing to move it. That's the circular eyes, right? Like,
I mean, they all can be used to do various
things.
maneuvers. So the idea is that if we get our orbit just slightly higher than theirs, we'll be able to slowly bleed off speed and match it completely.
Basically, well, we want to be near them in orbit.
Yeah.
And
Well, no, because we're going to be higher, so
Yeah.
we'll be going faster than they are.
slower,
Slower.
actually. Faster is inside.
Right.
Yes, that's. But the
Anyway, so the mission today is where we left off last week. We had launched this beautiful rocket to rescue a Kerbin in space, but we forgot to put batteries or solar panels on it. We've rectified that situation, but now we need to figure out how orbits work, and we're not much better at that part.
I got the mechanics in my head. Explaining them might be hard. Okay, so
you think you know what you're doing, but
I
we've
think
yet to actually see decisive proof of that. I have confidence.
sure,
But-
that's fair.
I mean, last time you took us to a polar orbit and we blew the wings off of the tail fins off the rocket.
That has nothing to do with rendezvous, though. That's just regular idiocy. That's
Okay.
completely different. The idea here is that I mean, and we're
I
gonna
mean,
do
the launching into the wrong orbit has a little bit to do with rendezvous, but
it does. But that was mostly to do with the fact that we blew a tail fin off.
Time warping very fast.
We're really low.
Oh, yeah, true.
We're just above the atmosphere, in fact. So it's good.
This mission is much harder than they led us to believe.
It's really, if this mission were 10 kilometers higher, be so much easier.
Piece of cake, but
Piece of
it's not
cake.
like this.
Yeah. I really fucked up our launch bad. Like, this time.
And that has a little bit to do with orbital rendezvous.
It does. It does.
Did we have clouds last time? Yeah, we did.
We did. We've had clouds for quite a while. See the lovely mountains.
Yeah, the clouds look good.
Mhm. They add a lot. They add a lot to the game. I wonder if they're ever gonna. If
They're gonna put them in the
Squad is ever
base
gonna
game.
put them in the base game, yeah. I would assume they would get to graphic updates at some point, right?
I mean, now that it's Take Two, maybe.
Yeah, Take Two can throw some GTA programmers at the GTA programmers and artists at them, right?
Didn't they say that they're eventually going to do a console version as well?
Isn't that out? I'm pretty sure
Is
that's
that-
out.
That's out?
Yeah, I think it's out. I don't know if it's out or not, but I'm under
I
the impression.
would have thought that would come with some graphics updates.
Yeah. That means you can play this with a controller.
Somehow.
Like, the flying might be easier, actually, with the whole nav ball system.
I mean, we can hook up a Steam controller. We got that.
The vehicle assembly, though.
I guarantee you someone has done a mapping for the Steam controller to Kerbal Space Program.
That sounds kind of awesome, actually. I should look into that.
Right over there, we can give it a try. I think all you have to do is just like plug it in.
I'm pretty sure you have to pick your profile and.
Yeah, you have to pick your profile. Look,
Okay.
I mean, we can take a short break and hook that up if you want to try it. We have the technology.
Can we work faster yet?
Nope. Oh, yeah. Hooray!
Actually, let me do the calculated warp.
Yep, we are
Okay.
rescuing a Kerbin in orbit. Did you just hear me say that? Because so you've got some serious chat delay.
Oh, that is some pretty serious chat delay. Going online, no delay, chat delay, 10 times longer today.
Who knows how Twitch works?
Do they?
Do Twitch?
Yeah.
I would hope so. Kind of their job.
Okay.
So where do we stand now?
Where we stand now is we only have one node, which is good. That's what we want.
One rendezvous.
One rendezvous, which is what we want. Our inclination is point. What is this? 0.6. We would like less than that.
Right.
So that's the next thing we're gonna change.
Because nodes on top of each other.
Okay, I wanna click on that so it stays up. Okay, good. Now we're gonna try to get like 0.00. That seems good, right?
Yeah, that's where you want it to be. Yeah, I know we have very little fuel left. The launch didn't go
Spectacular.
exactly as planned. But we got up to space. We're in
So-
space.
Worst case scenario, we put them both in one spaceship and rescue that spaceship.
But won't that need an even bigger spaceship to rescue them?
Actually, no. This has room.
Oh, true.
This has got like 3 slots in it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Warping to next maneuver. That's what I'm doing.
I think
I think we have enough
we
fuel
have
to
enough
do
fuel?
this. I think we have enough fuel.
think so. Especially considering last time when we basically had to limit the engine to like 10% thrust.
It's already limited to 50% thrust today, so And as you can see,
But hopefully we won't get that far into tweakdom in this orbit, because now you know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's the plan. 0, 0. Perfect. Actually, let's 0, 0. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. So now... What?
Why are you telling me that, Windows, and making a noise? How?
What?
What?
For those not watching, Windows just told us about North Korea? You guys, no one can see that, actually. So, yeah. Windows just told us about North Korea. A sad North Korean fact.
They could hear the noise that it made. Okay. Steps to enable or disable breaking news alerts in Windows. On Windows 10, open news in the start menu. Settings. Why do I have to... Radnar Gaming says they just got the same message. Well, then... Here, I will read out these steps again. So you open up the news application. I guess I can hit skip because I don't actually want to customize this.
Okay, if you don't mind, for 1 second, I would like to
news.
tell the audience this important thing I learned.
Go ahead. I'm going to keep turning this off.
So I'm adding a maneuver here, and we have on the maneuver one of these extra buttons which we've never touched before. This button is go to the next orbit. So we're gonna go. You can see that's where we are compared to the alien.
Oh, you're...
And then we're going go. Bam. Then we're gonna move. Then we're going to get ourselves closer from here.
Nice.
So we should just be able to do a warp and do this now.
Okay. News alerts are disabled.
Great.
Why on earth would they enable that by default?
Why can't I just warp to the next maneuver now? I mean, I know it's like a half a dozen orbits from now, but I would like to do that nonetheless. Why
fucking Windows, man.
Enabled by default?
Yeah, no, iOS did the same thing recently and enabled news notifications on me.
Really?
Yeah, but only sometimes.
Mm.
And they don't show up as enabled. But I still occasionally get news pushes.
That's screwed up.
I think it was something that the beta did to my account.
Oh, okay. I could see that. We can't really.
Can't warp any faster.
We also can't auto warp to this maneuver for some reason.
Well,
can I do it now? Even though I don't really want to? No.
Why don't we stop and wait for them to come around? That's, I mean, you can't stop
what do you
in
mean
orbit.
Stop?
So that's basically what we're doing. We're waiting for the phases.
Yeah, we're waiting for the fishes. Yeah, so
not the fishes, the phases.
the phases, and the fishes.
What fishes? I see no fishes.
There's spaceships. The problem with stopping is that involves falling straight down and hitting the ground.
Well, I mean, the other problem with stopping is that involves expending a tremendous amount of energy to come to a complete stop fall straight down.
Yeah, the thing that matters is the relative speeds. And if our relative speed to them is 0, we're not getting closer. That's the goal. The end goal here is to get our relative speeds to be 0 while we're next to each other.
But first we have to do the
we have to next to each other part. Yeah, that's why this is hard.
How many days have we warped?
Oh, we're warping for 2 days.
Okay.
Unfortunately. Hey, that means our 65-day mission or whatever is going to
That's going by unless we end up reverting this whole mission.
I'm pretty sure it's too late. I'm pretty sure you can't.
Oh, you can't actually revert
after a certain point. Yeah.
I guess it doesn't store everything that.
I don't entirely know how the reverting stops working. I know we couldn't revert our last failed mission, the one we started this today on, but I'm not sure why.
If my only concern is that, like, if we fail this, can we afford another pilot?
Yeah.
We can afford a couple more pilots?
Mm-hmm.
Can we afford another rocket? And
yes.
a pilot?
Yes.
Okay.
We can afford both a rocket and a pilot.
Well, then,
We have like
Just trash all you want. Who even cares?
who even knows? This is gonna take ages.
I'm not a doctor, but we don't seem to be getting a whole lot closer.
It's mostly they're getting further away faster.
Red in our gaming says, as long as you've not switched ships or gone back to the Space Center, you can revert.
Okay.
But if you do either of those things, then you can't.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that does. We're waiting for them to catch up with us, sorta. So like, they're getting further away at this point, and then they will start getting closer to us.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going the long way around.
We're going the long way around. You suggested this last week, and I decided to go with that plan because we don't have the fuel to mess around the other way, I don't think.
So, what do you want to do for the next 15 minutes or so?
Sure, hopefully it's only like 5, but I don't know.
No, with the amount they're going by, I would say about 15 minutes with warping.
Maybe we should switch to another ship then. It's in a higher orbit. It'll be hard to figure out when to come back though.
That seems like a bad way to have this go correctly.
Yeah. Only under what is it? 12. Damn it. We're just under 12. Do you anything else from E3? I know we talked about it last week, but more of it happened since we streamed.
Last week.
Yeah, it was only last week.
I don't know. I didn't really watch any more of E3 anything besides the Jimquisition today was about E3.
Yeah.
Kind of sad I missed out on the Devolver Digital press conference.
There's got to be an archive.
I'm sure there's an archive. I didn't know Devolver Digital was doing a press conference.
What's the Red Orbit? A different mission.
In the middle of the night. And, like, went fucking crazy.
So I missed the good part of Devolver Digital and found out that they were doing a press conference and then tuned into their after show, which was the worst thing I've ever seen on Twitch. It was just people on a couch with, like, no clear game plan, yelling at each other and
that sounds
trying to be funny.
Most of E3.
The non-curated parts, at least. It was the end.
I mean, I didn't watch the PC Gamer Show this year.
I also didn't watch that.
2 or 3 years ago, it was exactly that.
Really?
With way too high a budget and a giant fucking screen. But it was guys on couches trying to make jokes that didn't land at all. And then they do them again, you know, in case you didn't.
Yeah, in case everyone just missed the punchline and that's why they didn't laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, hyped for E3 and then disappointed and didn't watch much of it. Yeah, I did the same thing, except I try and avoid too much hype for E3 because it always goes that way.
With the Total War game, I felt a little the same way because I was excited for their E3 announcements, and then a week before E3, they just started doing all their announcements. I was like, well,
get it out of the way early.
Yeah, because I mean, no one cares about weird PC games at E3, particularly.
Yeah, Gran Turismo is always good. The new Need for Speed game looks interesting. Maybe
that's the Crew one, right?
Yeah.
Or was the Crew 2 also a game?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. No. So I think Crew 2 is the one that
Crew 2 has planes in it now.
It has planes, and you can morph any vehicle into any other vehicle.
What? They didn't say that in their trailer. They should have said that in their trailer.
Is it not Crew 2? There's some new racing game that you can be a plane, a speedboat, or like a race car, and you hit a button, and it'll morph you
into the one you're not.
No, into whichever one you want in any situation, but it'll pick the most reasonable one by default. Like if you're going over a jump, you'll turn into a plane.
Yes.
If you're over the water, you'll turn into a boat. But there's nothing stopping you from going over a jump and turning into a boat.
Or heading towards a runway as a plane and turning into a car.
Anything you want to do.
I hope that's the Crew 2 because that would fit into the other things they were doing there. They're showing constantly planes and cars and boats
I'm pretty sure that was Crew 2.
But they didn't show a car turning into a plane, which sounds like a cool piece of technology that I should have showed.
I think they showed that maybe before or after.
It's
I don't know.
They always do the weird thing where they show a big trailer with like these are the bullet points.
Seemed
of our
like
game,
a thing
and
that should
then-
go in the trailer. I don't know. And then the new Need for Speed sort of looks like if you combined the really old Need for Speeds with Crew and with Fast and the Furious.
Okay, that sounds
It's
cool.
got like a story mode car heist thing and some crashing cars together stuff and some racing and some open world, and they really don't know where they're going with that franchise, but it looks better than the last few iterations. So.
They figured if they put all the features in this one, it must be good.
No, that's actually vastly paring the features down
Really?
from the last
Okay,
one.
okay.
The last one was that bizarre open world nonsense thing.
Oh, right. Okay.
I think that was the last one. It was on Xbox 360 like 4 years ago or something, and it was nonsense. But, you know.
Yeah. What else? Video games happened. I don't know. Nintendo seems great. I wish I had a Switch. I don't want to buy a Switch.
You should get a Switch.
But man,
You will play it.
I know I would play. I feel like I would love Zelda more than most games that have come out that I've played.
I am perfectly happy with my purchase of the Switch, even if I never buy any other games than Zelda.
Switch is for kids. Switch is for people with joy in their hearts. Which is, I think,
kids.
everyone.
Yeah. I have no problem with that.
Mario Odyssey is for people who want Mario to be a dinosaur. Which apparently I'm that person. I didn't realize I was that person.
Talking about Nintendo news, someone did a ROM hack of Mario 64 and added the capability to throw your hat at things.
They added cat feet?
them. Yeah, they added
that
cat feet.
sounds amazing, and I should check that out. Easily findable, I would imagine.
I probably just show it to you on the phone because I think I favorited the tweet. Or this is.
We're officially getting closer together now, so that's good.
Oh yeah, okay. Tweets.
Tweeting tweets.
Yep, here you go. I'll post the link in chat in a moment.
Yes, they did this. Wow. Amazing.
I don't know if this is actually a thing that you can play or they just did these like four
the
scenes.
cap
but
jump.
Yeah, no,
it's the whole feature package.
The whole feature package.
This is amazing. This is amazing. I love that the internet is this great and and dumb. You gotta post this.
Yeah, as soon as we're done watching it, I will post the link to chat. Don't worry. You guys will get to see this in a minute.
I'm not gonna spoil that one.
Nope.
This makes me want to play Mario Odyssey more, actually.
Mario 64, you mean?
No, I mean Mario Odyssey. Like
you actually want to play Mario Odyssey now?
I already wanted to play it, but like the cool stuff this guy's doing with these hat jumps, seem way more awesome than what I imagined hat jumps to be like.
How does the hat jump not seem awesome?
It didn't seem as cool as this guy's hat jumps are. This person.
I mean, clearly he's
very good at Mario 64.
Good Mario.
Yeah. Awesome.
And actually, I think the Mario Rabbids thing looks pretty good too.
I would agree with that. I think that thing looks surprisingly good.
Like, I don't know how in depth it'll actually end up being, but it looks like a lot of fun to play around with.
What do you think of the boats thing? Did you know
what?
The boats thing? Ubisoft's boats.
Sorry, that was an ad playing on Twitch as I was trying to paste the link.
Wait, I don't think we're actually in plane when any of this Oh, actually, I mean, no, we're not. We
Did
can't
we
hit
nearly
it.
have a collision there?
No, we're not actually. It probably
Okay.
looked like it, but it would have missed by a good kilometer or two.
Its space is big. So Ubisoft boats.
Ubisoft boats. Remember Assassin's Creed Black Flag, where you were a pirate and you had a boat, and that was what was
I
different
try to
about that?
forget it, but yes.
Now there is an entirely 100% boats game, no assassins at all, only boats and pirates. I don't know, the boat combat was kind of fun.
Does it look good?
I don't know because
Does it have a release
I would
date?
play that game if you could get off the boat and do cool things. But if you're just going to be a boat fighting other boats,
Yeah, I played
That's
that
a
game. It
weird-
was called Pirates 2.
that'd be a weird game.
And no, actually, in that game, you could get off the boat and do stuff. Never mind.
Pirates, you mean with an exclamation point?
Mm-hmm.
I was just playing that the other week,
Of
actually.
course you were.
Yeah. You can totally get off the boat in that game. Burger Black is a pirate.
Black Flag is the best pirate game out. I don't know
That's Assassin's Creed
Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
It's a pretty
It's the best
good
pirate game?
pirate. There's not many pirate games. It's like
Yeah.
Pirates with an exclamation point. Sid Meier's Pirates. Black Flag. And can you think of another pirate game that does not involve space? Boats and not space.
No, but I swear there are a few.
There probably are a few, but Curse of Monkey Island?
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a much better pirate game.
It's not a pirate sim game. Which is fine, because it's a great game.
You can swashbuckle with jokes. What other pirate game has joke swashbuckling?
Very few.
Actually, I think several of them have
Oh,
a reference to that gag. But
I'm sure they do. But
Monkey Island is not a good game?
I have to disagree with you there, man. I have to disagree strongly.
I mean, if you're talking about like Curse of Monkey Island 3 and 4, they're not fantastic. I think it's probably one of the best point and click games.
I'm going to slow us down for a minute here.
Yeah, no, it's all subjective. And no one's judging you if you don't enjoy it, but Zach and I know that we've both played that extensively several times, the original versions, the remakes.
Trying to plan ahead. So, we got to do it now. We got to do it next orbit, basically. So we want to be closer.
And this is our actual touching orbits maneuver?
No, this is our we're going to be close. We want to get closer. We don't want to pass them.
Okay.
This is our we're going slower than them. We're going too much slower than them. So let's go only slightly slower than them now. If that makes sense. Where is 80? Oh. Let's see, 80. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm just gonna trust that you know what you're doing.
I am a space doctor and I know exactly what I'm doing.
Good. All I want is just to get within visual range of the ship.
You'll call it a success. If
I'm
you get
calling it a
visual-
success if we can see the ship.
I believe at 3.5 you can see a dot for the target, and then you need to get much closer than that to see a spaceship.
If we can see the spaceship, I
Okay.
will call this a success. I have my doubts that we will actually successfully rescue, but just see it. That'll be good enough.
Can I warp to the next maneuver yet? Yes, great. Our separation is still pretty far, but we're gonna adjust down, and then we're gonna do this more. And then we're gonna. Yeah, I don't know which satellite you were thinking was going to crash into us, but they're pretty much all on entirely different axes. axes. Axi? Is that the correct?
That is not the plural. No, none of those are the plural.
What is the plural of axi?
Axes.
Axes, okay. It's never I. It's almost never I.
Only if you're actually speaking Greek.
Which we're not.
Generally not.
Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hit the burn thing. See, that's a pretty decent intersect already.
Leave the room for 2 seconds and you've already docked the spaceship? No, of course not.
Okay. So, actually, what we're going to do is we're going to do a maneuver over here on that side. We're going to try to get these apoapses, or these periapses, closer to each other.
All right.
Like, there we go.
I think you could do that. How much fuel do we have left, by the way?
A little bit.
Okay.
An amount. That much. There you go.
It's not zero.
Why is it? Right, because there's 3 numbers.
Oh, so we actually only have been on this mission for just over 2 days, right?
Yes, we're only just over 2 days.
Sure.
Our next intersect is 4 kilometers. This is pretty good. I just need to
not overshoot.
These are pretty damn close together, actually, already. So, retro a tiny bit. Which one's which? I wish they were labeled in their text, because they're not. So I want to hit 78, and we're currently at 79. Great. And the maneuver is... I thought we had a thing that told us about the maneuver, but maybe we don't. Fine.
What told you what about the maneuver?
What the periapsis of the maneuver is going to be?
Isn't that displayed on the node? What's that? That's your descending node. Never mind.
I can't get them all out at the same time. Okay, there we go. That angle should help. Of course, it glitched at that point. Come on.
They're also moving.
They're also because we're moving in relation to them. There we go. Those are the 2 I want to see. So now we need to get those 2 numbers to be better numbers. I don't have the right number. How do I? Okay, I will get. There we go. Those are the right numbers.
Get there eventually.
Do I have to make a new maneuver now? Oh no. Okay, we're fine. No. That's the wrong number. We don't care about this. Go away. You are important. Too far. 77, 70. Don't want to be under. I'm calling that good enough.
Pretty damn close.
Okay. Jesus. Well, we're going to turn off RCS to turn around.
You don't want to get yourself completely out of the orbit with your RCS.
And then we're going to, I guess I'm going to use RCS to do it.
Probably at half a meter a second, yeah.
Okay, so the next question, I think it's K. I think K is the right button. We're going to find out together. This is the problem with orbital dynamics.
Luckily, you haven't used any, almost any monopropellant, so.
I'm like, we might finish this mission out with monopropellant. I don't know if we have enough monopropellant to deorbit us, but we might have to find out. Okay.
You might be low enough?
We might be low enough that we have enough.
Yeah, NASA uses math, but Zach keeps saying that, you know, actually programming in orbital maneuvers with the Lua plugin for MechJeb doesn't sound like fun. I disagree.
Hey, maybe we should do that stream. Should we do that stream? This is not working at all. Am I burning the wrong way?
You must be.
Well, it didn't work. Fine though, we can.
I mean, before we were gonna we do that stream, I would have to do a little bit of
research. Yeah,
on how all that works.
I wouldn't want to
can't
throw
just-
you in there like
Yeah.
blind. That would be terrible to you. Because that's us. No, that's okay.
So can we recover from this incident?
Yes. No, we're fine. We're fine. Let's see what happens in an orbit. I'm just curious what happens in one orbit from now. Yeah, so that's... We don't want that to happen. So what we need to do here...
What happens one orbit from now?
We're too slow.
So again, can we recover from this situation?
Yeah, don't. It's easy to be less slow. All we need to do is make our apoapses lower, which we have tons of room to do. How's our intersect at that point? Even lower still? Getting better or worse? What if we crashed into the planet?
Still haven't gotten an opportunity to... You have 2 intersects now, don't you?
Yep. Because I was like, I pulled on the maneuver node pretty hard. What are you asking?
I said we still haven't gotten to what I wanted for success, which is to see the other spaceship.
Yes. We're
Far away.
far away. The thing is, we're going to be not far away soon.
Well, if
Okay,
we can just see it
40.
while we fly by, that'll be enough.
40, 80. Well, our closest separation, our closest intersection is going to be 5 kilometers, which I don't think meets your criteria.
Nope. Yeah, Total Warrior, I don't think we have 5 kilometers of bed sheets on this rocket. or
5
or a
kilometers.
5 kilometer stick.
That's the best plan I've heard. Just throw out 5 kilometers of bed sheets and try to let them grab on.
He suggested just, tying all the bed sheets together and tossing them out the airlock.
I like it. I could see it working. This is pretty much what they did in The Martian. It wasn't bed sheets, but
Which part of The Martian? I don't think I've actually seen the movie.
oh, you never seen the movie? When
I don't see movies.
right on the recovering of him. You read the book?
5
5 kilometers bed sheets would be yeah.
Yeah, they would be super heavy. It would not launch well with this vessel. So what's this 3.7 meters a second burn going to do if it goes off correctly?
It's going to lower our apoapsis, so it's much closer to their apoapsis. So relatively, we will be going
in order that we don't pass them?
in order that we don't pass them.
Okay.
And then we have to wait.
Total Warrior, in space things do not have gravity, but you still have mass.
Also, there's
you still have, inertia and momentum. That's all a problem.
There is also the problem of how do you get things into space. If we could just have 5 kilometers of breadsheets delivered to us at our current location, that'd be one thing. But we'd probably have to bring them with us, which would mean the mission would be much harder.
This is also true.
We're gonna warp ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be quite excited if I found out that Prime Now was delivering to space, but I don't think they do that yet. So what are we looking at? Ours is the ship behind, right?
Ours is a ship ahead. We're ahead.
Ship ahead.
We're trying to get them to catch up with us. Flat out refuse. So this is the thing I don't understand with this game sometimes.
Please explain.
They're going to pass us before we get around.
Okay. And?
See? And that means that this isn't our best intersection. It couldn't be, because they're going to pass us. Shouldn't it be somewhere else?
No, because our orbits are further apart on the other side of the
They're only
planet.
4 kilometers apart over there. That's a 12-kilometer separation.
Then I don't know exactly how that math works out.
I know Scott Manley said to stop looking at this at a certain point, and I'm wondering if we've reached that
I guess
certain
we've gotten
point.
to that point then.
So can I keep? Yes, okay. It's like they're currently getting closer to us.
I do see that, but if we're still 3 kilometers outside of their orbit, that's not ideal.
It's not. We can change that easy.
You're the one who claims to understand how these things work, so it is in your hands. Total Warrior says, do a burn. Would you maybe like to see your target velocity instead of your orbital velocity?
If you change the target, you lose that point, which is an important point. But now, actually, you're right. It would be. Those are lowered our apoapsis actually a lot. See, now our separation is 0.5. There we go. That's what we're looking for.
Okay.
2.5. Great.
But now we have 2 of them again.
We have 2 of them again. That's fine. Because if we're getting this close together, we can fix ourselves relative to them, and it doesn't matter.
I'll believe it when I see it, and we'll figure it out.
I watched a video about doing this the dumb way. The dumb way to do this is very simple. You shoot your ship at them, then you stop your ship from going past them, then you shoot your ship at them, you stop your ship from going past them until you
just kind of oscillate around their position
until you get close.
They're equal. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's the plan. We're gonna warp over here though.
I mean, that almost sounds simple enough that idiots like us could do it. Skynet Solaris' dumb way is best way.
I couldn't find information about how to do it correctly. Scott Manley in that video says, this is not how NASA does it. This isn't even how I did it do it. But I couldn't, find a good video explaining.
The correct way involves math and, knowing how orbits work.
Well, yeah, obviously we can't pull that off. Okay,
That did not look like it was...
Well, this is next orbit, because our closest point is here.
Okay.
They're theoretically in this direction. Right?
4.3, 4.4, 4.3, 4.4.
They're 4.4 ahead of us?
Faster.
Oh, okay. Distance is lowering still. Why cannot we see their little blip?
Because it's very far away and very small.
Okay, let's warp halfway to our closest point. Just see if we get a view.
I don't see a star that's moving different from all the other stars.
We're still 1,000 away.
Yep, at a kilometer away, it would be hard to see the ship.
There at one point there was like a little.
Oh, maybe.
That?
Is that it?
That might be it.
That's probably it.
I'm not sure if that. I mean, yeah, that's got to be it,
Yep,
right?
that's it. That is it.
Okay, we got
That's
to
a star
officially have a
What's
spaceship.
moving different from all the other stars?
I'm gonna just start doing our maneuvering. Actually, let's start doing it now. We can see them. That means we're close enough.
That way.
This one. That. Well, the thing that matters is down here anyway. So.
4.7 now. Wrong way.
Wrong way?
That's increasing that number.
That's our relative speed.
Do you want to be going faster
See,
relative
look,
to them?
look, we got closer here. That used
Okay.
to be 5, now it's
Okay.
3. It's
I guess you're going to just have to bleed off all of that speed.
yeah, that's the
soon
problem.
in
That's
the future.
that is yes, you're correct. That is the problem here. Is we're gonna have to go the other way once we get closer. 0.2. Go up to 9. 9 should be easy to bleed off. I'm going to claim. And then we're gonna
I
go.
guess, yeah. I mean, that dot is flickering, but it doesn't look like it's getting much bigger.
How far away are we? Let's find out. It doesn't say anymore. I wonder if that means we're within a kilometer. Is this a Kerbin? Or what?
Oh yeah, no, that's like 4 pixels now instead of just 1. It's getting bigger.
At some point, like,
I don't think clicking on it is going to do much.
I guess not, but like,
Yeah, it's still only like 4 pixels. Space is too big.
space is big.
You got 25 meters a second between the two of you.
I'm worried I burnt the wrong way a little bit.
And now you're bleeding off all your speed.
That's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Because the green thing means we're headed towards them, which is what we want to be doing. We want to be heading towards them.
Yeah. Star got smaller though.
Yes. It did. How's our molecule? We got tons of
You got
molecules.
tons of monopropellant.
It's just
You ain't
all
gonna
this
run out of
molecule.
that anytime soon. I mean, maybe if you burn it like that, but still.
We're still not gonna run out of this any second now. I'm gonna go up to 20. Let's check our numbers here. That's a pretty. See, we're getting better actually.
Okay, okay.
Slowly, painfully getting better. Okay, I need to turn off RCS now. Wait.
Oh shit! Shit! Shit!
Okay, shit. We need to burn the other way.
Chase them! They're getting away! They're getting. Oh, we're getting away. Well, I'm calling it right here. That is officially the closest we're going to get to that rocket.
Have some faith. Have a small amount of faith. We just went in way too quick.
Yeah, 20 meters a
20
second.
meters is way too quick, yes.
Pretty fast.
I thought they were further away. I didn't realize it was this tiny little shitty thing.
Little warrior says, I try to warn you, reel her in.
Okay, let's go for 5 meters per second towards it. And let's turn off RCS so we don't mess up our trajectories, and go back here, prepare ourselves.
Oh yeah, you can see it on the flight engineer.
Which thing?
Time to rel.
Oh. So we should warp forward a bit.
Careful, they're coming right at you.
RCS. Each. We're just gonna burn towards the target again. We need to.
I mean, I don't know that this is super helping, but
It's larger than it has been.
no, I know it's right there. You could reach out and grab it, except
We can't.
No, you can't. You are now at about. Yeah, total order. You're saying watch your time to the relative ascending or descending node. So
Okay.
right now you've got 30 seconds to relative ascending node. It's increasing, but that's when you're going to hit each other. When you're going to be closest. And it's just past you again.
This is hard. This is really hard. Oh shit, I'm burning the wrong fucking way now. That's the other problem, is these nodes are confusing. They also keep rotating. Every time you get close, it rotates.
When it rotates, I think that's when you're going.
That's when we're getting really close.
Yeah.
I guess we have to dock with this too, which also sucks.
And you have to line it up before you actually get there.
How long do I have? Okay, what is this number we're looking at? 3 minutes here?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Getting closer very, very slowly. Are we losing speed compared to it?
You're staying about the same. Yeah, you want to be slow.
Yeah.
Because if you're going more than a couple of meters a second, you're going to end up overshooting.
Again.
Because it's not just about the speed, but it's also about how fast you can accelerate. And bleed off that speed.
So should we bleed off a little bit of the speed? Can I have like 0.5 compared to it?
I don't know that you're actually in line with it yet. Because you seem to be above it.
We're definitely above it.
Which I don't think that's how orbital rendezvous generally works, but what do I know again? Because yeah, you're 10 seconds away from your closest point.
Okay.
Radar Gaming, we don't only need the target at 0 meters a second, but we also need the target and us in the same position.
Mm-hmm. Both of these things are crucial.
I think the second part is more what we're struggling with right now.
Okay, so
now you're not moving at all relative.
Yes, that's important though, because that means we achieved our closest point and stopped there.
Okay.
So now we're going to get a new closest point and stop there, right? And then we're gonna get a new closest point and stop there. That's
I'm not a rocket scientist.
I know that.
You have used over half of your model.
I'm aware of this. I'm learning as we go. This is a learning experience.
Okay, yeah. No, like I said, I didn't expect us to even be able to resolve it as more than like 2 pixels. So
hey, we
did that.
We went past. We
exceeded
went
my
really close.
expectations.
We got like we could have thrown only like 100 meters of tied together bed sheets. Okay, let's warp up a little bit. Let's warp till 30 seconds, and then I'm going to slow down a little bit more.
We are getting closer.
That's the plan. Off RCS.
Skynet Lawyer says this is nerve-wracking for some reason. Yeah, we're all quiet, sitting paying attention
Tense.
to tiny little differences.
Okay. I figured. Okay. I have to turn off SAS, turn on RCS. It's the only way.
We're good on the electric charge, at least.
We should stay that way. Okay, can I... There's no docking port on this thing.
What are we supposed to do with that? Is there a docking port on the end?
Okay.
Look on the tip of it?
No, there is not.
There's a crew hatch.
There's a crew hatch, yes. It's like somebody threw a pod of people into space.
Why would they do such a thing? What rocket did they take to get here?
Okay, we should... Yeah, okay, we're gonna stay here for ages. Do you think we're close enough to send her over to go grab it?
That sounds...
Her being our pilot.
That sounds real like a suicide mission.
We could get closer then. Let's get a little bit closer.
I mean, I kind of think you have to. Otherwise,
Yeah, we're gonna get closer.
Like, you're gonna get back with 2 of them this far? Yeah, Total Warrior says get within 10 meters. Don't be crazy.
Okay, sure. We can do that. So how close? I don't know if I want to go much quicker than this, honestly.
You probably don't, honestly.
Okay, even though, yeah, we're gonna touch her in, I guess, 15 minutes or something.
Well, you have to look at the relative ascending node and descending node.
Oh, now it's
It
2
depends
minutes. Okay,
on
we're getting...
which side you're on.
We're pretty damn close. Let's stop here.
Yeah, you don't want to hit it. You don't want to hit it.
The problem with RCS is that
It goes the direction your ship does.
goes all the directions. Where did our node go? I guess we're just
What node?
the retrograde node.
Oh.
I think we're not gonna hit it for 13 minutes, man. We're close enough to jump out of the pod. Let's point our pod towards it.
You're pretty much within long stick distance, so...
Shit. Turn on RCS. Or, not RCS. We definitely don't want to mess with RCS right now. Let's point our pod up here. The real question is if we have enough fuel to get out of orbit, which I hope we do. Okay. Let's do a little cheeky rotation.
Extravehicular activity.
Okay. Now, this is the terrifying part of space. In fact, All right, shift is up. Control is down.
It's good that you know what the keys are. We'll figure it out when we get there.
I think I touched it. I'm not getting any prompts here.
We
there we
only
go.
have one guy.
Great. Monty is our guy. Okay, so let's take her out. Oh no. She messed everything up.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to recover the pilot.
I have faith that she'll be fine. She's pretty close. Just need to do this quickly, that's all.
You don't want to get in, or you do need to get into the command pod because you need to then
Switch
transfer
back.
her. No, you need to transfer her well,
I can transfer her now, but I just want to get this person out of the ship. Why can't I not get this person out of this ship? There we go. Okay, we did it. It
got there.
happened.
Eventually. Why did we need to take the pilot out? Because we only...
I don't know.
You're going the wrong way.
I'm trying not to.
Goodbye. Goodbye, spaceship.
fine.
We took the pilot out because we only brought one Kerbal on this rocket.
I took the pilot out because... Oh.
Bracket keys to
bracket.
switch vessels.
Okay.
Radnar Gaming with the pro tips.
I thought you right-clicked it, honestly, so... Thank you for the tip.
Okay, you're getting back. We can do this. I believe in you.
Grab it.
Grab.
Okay. Hey, let's take a curve. Let's take an EV report.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, so now you need to transfer...
Did she jump in here herself? Okay, what the brackets you say? No one's in there. That's good. Okay, let's climb up the ladder backwards and board. Cannot full module. Okay,
There you
transfer there. Board.
We did it!
Hands in the air, we did it. Okay. Do we burn our liquid
We
fuel?
got there!
Do we burn our liquid fuel first or RCS first? To try to deorbit.
That one's up to you.
Okay.
Probably dump all your RCS first.
We'll be lighter.
Yeah.
Just gonna hold this button down for a minute. Let's look at our periapsis here. Like, actually, we should do this correctly and do it at our apoapsis. So,
Total where you're saying RCS to get into position and then liquid to burn
we're in position. The position we need to burn in is
retrograde.
yeah. We did it. Oh, does that piece of space junk stay up in here forever now? Because it's actually in kind of an annoying
Maybe.
orbit.
Oh, we'll find out when we hit it later.
So we need to get down to like what, 70, 60, 65 would be good enough?
I don't, Radnar Gaming, I don't think we could have docked there because it didn't,
Yeah, there
it
was
only
no-
had a crew hatch, not a docking.
Yeah, if there was a docking hatch, we would try docking. We brought a docking hatch with us in case that's what we needed to do, but it did not actually contain a docking port at all. So that's prograde. I don't want to be doing prograde. Actually, okay. Let me. Now I can see which node is which. It's very important.
Oh, it's for
RCS.
controlling the RCS in a more logical manner, not just actually docking.
Which thing?
The docking mode.
Oh, docking mode. Oh, so I know the difference between docking mode and non-docking mode. It's just I was using so you can have control over the RCS in a logical manner both ways. Or in fact, like docking mode uses the way the Kerbals use it when they're in EVA.
Okay, right.
But
if you can figure it out.
But if
do
you
the same with either one.
Yeah, but you lose rotation control.
Ah.
So I wanted to keep rotation control because that's how I've piloted every ship forever. So I didn't use it.
Yeah, Total Warrior, we are deorbiting.
We've successfully deorbited. Like we didn't even.
He was saying, look at your periapsis.
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
you're about to burn up. But that's
the goal.
that is the desired.
I mean, maybe we should just stop and because that's coming down. Stop and ditch the stage.
Yeah, you're gonna be coming in hot, but
We're gonna not that hot. Like this is pretty.
at orbital velocity hot.
Did this
You're
not separate properly?
You don't have any velocity, so.
This is supposed to give us a little bit. There we go.
I mean, the problem with ditching that right now is it's going to come down right after you, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So let's get over.
We have tested this craft with re-entry.
It actually works.
It does. Like, it doesn't work great coming in from purely orbital speeds. It would be nice to bleed off some of that velocity.
That's why I didn't go all the way down. Hopefully we, instead of just going straight down, we bleed off some speed in high atmosphere.
Not entirely how that works, but don't worry about it, because we tested this earlier in the stream.
And it works.
And hopefully it'll work. It is slightly important that we hit water and not land. But
I don't know. It's actually not that important because we know that
if we're going to land nose cone down.
You have a point there. I think it'll be fine, honestly, though. Like, it's...
I mean, take a look. Where are we going to come down?
We don't know yet, actually. We're probably going to hit ocean, though. It's probably going to be ocean.
Yeah, we got a good chance of hitting the ocean, I think.
We could hit this nice, like, piece of rock here, but I feel like it's probably going to be ocean.
I mean,
We're currently...
we have all the parachutes.
We have all the
So,
parachutes.
we got that in our favor.
We're currently in atmosphere already, so yeah, we're definitely going to come down to the ocean.
You might want to, like, look at that
And rotate and stop spinning.
yeah, stop
and-
spinning. Line it up.
Should we try retro? No, we're prograde again. That's fine.
Too late now.
Yep, definitely too late now. Hey, we got SAS this time, so it's not going to, like, try to flip over, which is good.
That's good.
Total Warrior reminding me to turn SAS on. Thank you.
What would we do without you, Total Warrior?
And look, we're coming down in the sunrise. It's beautiful. Should we give it a little bit of speed up? What's that dot? Is that the moon?
What not?
There was a dot. There's a dot right here. I wonder if that's the moon.
I doubt it. It's either part of the solar flare or who knows.
Probably.
Yeah, Total Warrior, this is what I was saying to him last time.
Which thing?
That you're entering nose first at 2,000 meters a second.
Yeah, I know.
And
But, like, it handles it, so...
we hope.
It handled it last time.
We sincerely hope that it can handle this.
Are you saying we wanted a steeper angle?
No, you can actually, like, slow down more, and then you'll come down straighter. Yes, it looks very hot, but it survived last time.
At this speed.
At about this speed, so it was a little slower, I think. But actually, I think it was faster to start. So
some parts of this are currently toasty.
we have a heat shield on the back.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is it's just not aerodynamically stable that way. We think.
The problem is it's not aerodynamically stable any direction. That's a big part of the problem. Don't you want to go in
these are
nose
all
cone?
true facts.
Don't you want to go in nose cone first usually? Because like
It depends on where your heat shields are and
Okay.
where your squishy bits are. It's not blowing up yet. We're about to be not very fast anymore. So
we're look how fast we're slowing down now, and we're gonna hit even more atmosphere and slow down even more.
which heats things up, but
But it slows you down more at the same time. It's a mixed bag. thing is
Well, we
really...
deorbited using only RCS thrusters, so I mean, technically, I think we had enough.
Technically,
fuel.
we had enough fuel to burn for about a second.
It was
Possibly less. At max thrust.
Oh, at max thrust, probably like a second and a half, but still.
We're down to a sane 1,000 almost.
Zach insists that parachutes are heat shields. At least the nose cone one is.
There's no nose cone heat shield.
Yes, there is.
There is?
Mm-hmm. It doesn't go on top of a parachute, but it can go on the nose. Or it can go on, or we have one on the back. But either way, we're through the worst of it. So now we're just merely supersonic.
Definitely coming
Quite a
down on
bumpy
land.
ride.
Quite a little bit of turbulence. Experiencing some turbulence. Kind of need to slow down a little bit quicker too.
Yeah, you need to get those parachutes out.
Well, they're not happy right
I
now.
know they're not happy right now, but if you don't get them out very soon...
Come on. Should I just hit them now?
Yes. That was bad.
This is bad. That's the definition of bad.
Well...
We can revert it. I can't believe the parachutes failed.
Yeah, you're going a little too fast.
Done a little too fast.
A little too fast.
Yes, I agree. I would like to take a break right now.
Yeah, I think we should take a quick break. I have some food waiting for me in the other room that I'm going to go eat. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes and doing that again.
Yeah, I guess so.
So don't go away. Hey, we're back. Sorry I put that on going offline instead of going on break. We did not go offline. We're still here.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't. Zach was hoping that maybe somehow by a technicality we had succeeded that mission, but no. Save.
She
recover.
returned to Kerbin, that's all I'm saying.
You know, in a fine mist.
Do we want to do anything to this ship? I don't think there's anything reasonable to do to it.
I think it worked pretty much okay. The only things you want to do is have more fuel so you
launch
can launch better so you can deorbit better.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe not take so much time trying to
we're not gonna
rendezvous, but
hopefully.
Oh. Who cares about what orbit we're gonna go? You
Right. I forgot about that now. That's fine. It's fine.
Who cares?
Who cares? Do we care? No. We're gonna try not to blow up the whole fin this time. If at all possible.
I'm setting the lower third to update. We did not get there. It was previously got there.
Here I was thinking, hey, maybe we'll do another moon attempt today.
Moon attempt. Who needs engines?
We don't need engines. What are you talking about? I'm just gonna put that on that stage because.
So think about this before you launch.
Yes, right. Well, if we want to be ahead of her, maybe we should just launch now.
It's a thing you can do. I just wanted to make sure you thought about it before you were, you know, like this high up. And you're like, oh shit, we should have waited.
Yeah.
Also, go a little slower. That'll
I'm going
be more
slower.
Fuel efficient.
I'm going slower.
Okay.
We have 4 solid boosters. We can't go that much slower.
True. I forgot they were solid boosters. Right.
I guess we could have limited them a little bit, but I don't know.
You just don't want your max Q to be quite so max Q-y.
Right now,
Yeah.
it's pretty max QE.
It's much better than it was last time. You were you hit 700 meters a second.
That's because I had the other engine on, which I don't right now.
You're still hitting almost 700 meters a second. And
Yep.
Yeah, but you know now you're out of the atmosphere. So.
See, now they're doing their nice little weird pattern.
Oh, that worked much better. What What's the difference?
I believe the difference is what you said. Which
Oh,
is, no.
keep the center engine off.
Yes. That helps.
I guess, yeah, if you got an angle on you.
I'm not sure why only one hit us, but...
Because you were tilted over.
What are we doing here?
What the hell are we doing here? That is a good question.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be able to talk about E3 this time.
No,
While,
we've kind of
trying to catch up on Orbit.
done all of the E3.
So, what do you want to know about iOS 11? We've already done that too, this previous week. Damn.
We can talk a little bit about iOS 11. I'm cool with that.
I don't know. The iPad stuff looks good. I'm excited for ARKit, but I haven't actually gotten a chance to play with ARKit yet.
Do you know anything, like, what are you going to be able to do with ARKit? I'm just saying you personally, not...
Me personally?
Yeah. Just going to mess around with it? Or?
Nothing much.
Okay.
I'm not good with 3D and math and that kind of things. And what sort of product would I make with that?
I have no idea. I'm not sure what products
I think
anyone would make.
I think there could be something with games, maybe multiplayer games. I don't know if that's a thing you can do yet. In terms of if you have, let's see, you have two devices, both in the same room that can running an ARKit app. I don't know if you can figure out how to fix things onto the exact same points.
Oh, so you're saying like, so if I'm pointing my phone at one thing, you can point your phone at the same thing in the same spot theoretically?
Yeah, imagine
that would be really cool.
Imagine we're playing a multiplayer game, and you can you're selecting units and giving orders or whatever through your iPad, but then also through the iPad you're seeing the whole battlefield out on your coffee table. And I'm sitting on the opposite side of you doing the same thing.
That sounds pretty great.
That's the kind of thing that I would love to see with it. But I don't know if the technology is quite there yet, or if you could fake it if you wanted to. The first partnership with ARKit was announced. IKEA is going to have an app. Yeah, basically holograms. It's sort of like what HoloLens is doing, except Apple has figured out a way to do it with merely the camera on your iPhone and no extra 3D sensors and Intel holographic chip and all that stuff. No, not actually projected light. Augmented reality. So ARKit is going to be special software on iOS 11 on the new phones in September. And it can... From real-time video, it can figure out where flat surfaces are. That's the main thing that it does. And then with that information, you can put whatever you want overlaid on top of the video and have it look like it's actually fixed into the scene. And the tracking, it's not perfect. It's not quite as good as you're gonna get in a special effects movie.
The fuck is happening?
Did the spacebar stop working again, or the?
No, I can't make a maneuver node.
Are we going to call an early end to this stream?
Did I hit a weird key? Is there a permanent modifier key that I hit?
Yeah,
somehow?
sort of like the Snapchat selfie filters, except kind of the opposite. The thing that they demoed during Keynote was some interactive game experience. We're not in orbit yet?
We're in orbit.
That's what Total Warrior is saying. You're not in orbit yet.
Well, perhaps is a little low.
Oh.
That's what I was trying to fix.
That's why you were trying to create a maneuver node.
Yes, that would be... But I can only make a dot on their... Not the ship we are. That is their ship.
That is a new one.
It's a new one, isn't it? It's a new little fun little weird thing. Also, if I click on
you can set a maneuver on other things, but not.
I think it thinks we're a different ship than we are because it keeps calling us the two. It says 2 1/4, 2 and. Oh no, these are okay. Those are. That's working correctly. Why?
Well, that's gonna put a damper on some things.
that help? No? We just can't interact with our own little... We could save and reload real quick.
Sure. But yeah, so the first partnership with ARKit is going to be an IKEA app that will let you put any piece of IKEA furniture into your house virtually.
Sure.
It actually seems kind of cool.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good...
Because one of the things that
advertising
the
thing.
library does, which I haven't seen in most other like AR SDKs, is it can do scale estimation. So it can look at something and figure out how to put in a virtual object, but that's the exact right size. So you put in a couch, and it's not going to be a couch for ants or cover your entire wall.
That's cool. Sounds good. Okay, let's just do the simple thing first. We'll worry about like inclinations and whatever's later. We just need to be. Where do we need to be? Let's go to 75. There's always a nice periapsis. 76. It's fine.
Oh, and the demo app, of course, lets you put a fidget spinner anywhere you want.
Do you know the history of the fidget spinner? Because it sort of just showed up in my life one day, and then no one's stopped talking about it since. Like, how long ago did this originate, the fidget spinner? Was it like a thing that just popped up like a month ago?
No. Fidget spinners have been a thing for at least about 2 years.
Okay.
They started getting popular in the 3D printing community because it's a very easy thing to 3D print. Bearings are cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure if you get an iPhone or maybe wait till Sony does something similar? I don't know. I haven't heard too much about Sony working on anything AR. I think the major players are, besides Apple, Google, and Microsoft right now.
In AR? Yeah. I'm sure, like, if there was an AR thing out, Sony might dip its toes in, but...
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to hear something from Sony, but I haven't heard that they're developing anything like that. They haven't demoed it. They didn't show anything like off at E3. I mean, what I'm excited for in the space of AR is Sony does Android phones, but I don't think this would be a super easy thing to for just any Android phone maker to add, because it has to do a lot with sensor fusion. It uses the camera, and it uses the GPS and the magnetic compass sensor, and probably every other sensor they have on the thing. But
I would imagine.
Those are the only ones that I can think of. So it matters like exactly where they are on the circuit board to get, if you want really, really precise data, and how quickly they can update, and that they update background thread and all kinds of stuff. And Sweeze Gerv is laughing at the iPhone. Oh, I mean, up to you. We're just talking about a cool new thing they do with AR. So
I think, I don't know. I understand that everyone dislikes the iPhone out of a market saturation and stuff like that, but I think it's a fine piece of technology.
They make good products. Yeah. There are good Android phones.
There's definitely good Android phones. Yeah.
The thing with Android is that there are a lot of really good, high-quality Android phones, and then there are a lot of really terrible, crappy Android phones, and especially tablets.
Right, because it's
if you get a tablet for $50, you're going to get what you paid for. Yeah. But Apple tries to sell you most of the things that they sell. Not all of them, because they're still selling the fucking Mac Pro. But most of the things they sell you are pretty good and will work right for you. The 4S was a nice phone. I modded mine with a clear glass back, which looked really cool.
Why is our periapsis closer to their apoapsis and vice versa? Like, do you have any idea how that works?
You got your orbits all backwards?
Our orbits are backwards. Not in like a meaningful backwards, but like in a some strange sort of backwards.
Yeah, Sony does real good hardware. Before I first got an iPhone, I used almost exclusively Sony Ericsson feature phones, and I think I even had a Sony Ericsson smartphone that I imported from like Europe or something. It was, I mean, compared to an iPhone nowadays, it was kind of a joke, but at the time it was pretty sweet. It had like a, I don't know, I want to say like a 3 megapixel, maybe a 6 megapixel camera or something like that. It had a flash.
Sorry, sending node is 0.1, which is pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. It's just this weird, like, our orbits aren't happy. If I add over here, would that make it happy?
Sony's got an HDR screen phone?
That's
Wow.
cool.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. No, that's.
I mean, I haven't seen it, so I don't know exactly how it works, but that's the next place screens are going to go. 4K on a phone is probably a little ridiculous. You probably can't quite, see the pixels. But I guess if it's like a phablet-sized phone, you probably could. And HDR, I really believe that that's going to be the next big thing in display technologies, because you actually can see the difference. It makes a big difference if you've got a camera that's capable of taking HDR photos. Well, not HDR, but wider color gamut photos, because you can actually see, certain blues and purples and very vibrant oranges are not something that can be displayed with the monitor standards of today. So you'll actually get new colors that you haven't seen before on a computer.
Also, like, isn't another big one is you get nicer blacks, which is a huge deal.
That comes from different things.
I thought it was part of the whole HDR package, though.
Well, it depends. So because as you're doing HDR, if you're going to have a wider color gamut, part of the way you get to a wider color gamut is having the screen brighter and getting more contrast. And if you do those things,
you get better.
That improves your blacks.
Right. Yes.
But there are a lot of things that have no relation
Okay.
to wide color.
I guess having nicer oranges probably relates to blacks very little.
Yeah, exactly. Having brighter whites and sharper colors doesn't really relate to your black levels, but the black levels have to do with like the display technology. So if you ever saw a plasma TV, they had amazing blacks because plasma TVs actually had pixels that lit up. Because like on a phone screen, that's an LCD display, just like the monitors we're looking at today. Those have a backlight over the entire thing, and the pixels actually try and block that out. And that's why you have terrible black levels, because the pixels can't completely block the light.
It's blocking light very hard.
Total Warrior is talking about the difference between 4K screens and HDR screens, and yeah, HDR is a huge difference. Yeah, OLED there's a lot of Android phones that have OLED screens, and a couple of years ago they tended to get a real bad rap because they had like burn-in issues, and they weren't sometimes quite as bright, or they were too bright, or they had terrible contrast. But as I understand it, they've mostly figured that stuff out now. And OLED is going to be the way forward to get your best black levels. And they're also, the rumor is the next iPhone will have an OLED screen because they figured out how to get that high dynamic range now.
That's cool.
But who knows if that's the case? We'll find out when we get there in September. So, talk to me a little, Zach. What are we doing here?
We're trying to get closer, like we did last time. We're consistently outside their orbit. I think we're slightly too far away even to get proper intersect points. Okay, it finally updated with proper intersect points. That's good.
I don't think we'll see 8K for a while.
It's not going to be as quick as like 8K is a big deal. That's a lot of pixels.
It's not only is it a lot of pixels, but it's also more pixels than like most movies are actually mastered at.
Yes.
So for 4K, everyone can. Yeah, no, there are like computer monitors and stuff. You'll see 8K monitors, but they're relatively specialized things, and
there's
also
they're not content created for it, really.
I don't think the Dell 8K monitor is 16:9. I think it's a 26:9 monitor, which is like 3 monitors glued together, basically. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lot of 8K content. What I would expect to see before that would be HDR native everywhere, and then higher frame rates. I know the movie people are very resistant to it, but
higher frame rates. Yeah.
Once everyone starts seeing higher frame rates, they're gonna start liking them. Speaking of which, how do you like the 120 hertz on your iPad? Zach just got
an iPad. The screen is beautiful.
Like when you scroll, do you notice any difference in how the screen looks when you scroll compared to your iPhone?
I'm pretty sure it's a lot smoother.
Like, yeah, twice as smooth. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really I haven't actually used the thing a ton. I was actually sitting that does remind me of I opened the App Store. I was looking for some app, and I was kind of just having fun watching it scroll because it looked really nice.
Hey, so I guess that's since your original iPhone, right?
Yeah, I guess that's because of the.
Yeah, it's 120 frames.
Mm-hmm. Guess so.
Yeah, no, there is some 8K content. What I'm saying is that, like for 4K, there's been a huge push to have movies of all kinds from all ages on 4K pretty much as soon as it started getting popular.
Yeah.
But in 8K, you can probably scan film at 8K, but not too many people have done it. The special effects in most movies are only done at 4K or so.
8K would drastically increase the budgets for special effects.
It increases the budget and the cost for special effects.
A ton. Like an absurd amount. That's the other thing. That's one of the big reasons frame rate isn't going to catch on super quick either.
I don't think that increases the budget quite as much.
Not as much as 8K does, but it does increase it a bit. Like if you're making more frames of animation, the budget goes up.
Well, if you're trying to make animation that matches real life, you need to do your keyframes and interpolation at higher than 24 frames anyway.
Yeah, but you're not rendering the final product at higher than 24.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm talking about rendering budget there. Like, you're going to do your animation at a higher frame rate.
I don't think that would be as big a deal as 8K. Because
it may not be.
When you double the frame rate, you only double the number of frames that you have to render. But when you go from 4K to 8K, that's not just a multiple of 2, but it's going to be a multiple of 4 of the number of pixels that you have to render.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're at the point where I think, let's add a maneuver and do the...
Sorry, did we get too technical for you guys there?
We're getting pretty technical.
This is a Kerbal Space Program show.
Where is us? There we are. Okay, we're hiding. No, I'm saying over here. We're hiding behind the periapsis. That's fine. Doink, doink, doink.
Sorry, should I pay more attention to what you're doing and not just talk about random technology?
No, keep talking about random technology. Actually, we're doing pretty well here. That's good. I like that. So we need to bring this down then. That's easy.
I just hope some of... Total Warrior is saying I like technical about screens. What I would hope with screens is that some of these amazing advancements that have come to phones come to desktop monitors at some point in the future.
Any particular advancements you would like out of your desktop monitor?
I would like it to be high, retina display, high bit depth.
Okay.
You can get a few of those, but
they're very expensive.
They're very expensive. It's not well supported.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like it to be at least 60, probably 90. If I could get it, 120 or 144 frames a second.
Because aren't most of these like 24 in that range?
No, monitors are all 60.
60, right.
If
60,
it's hooked up to a computer and it's like a 1080p or 4K monitor, you're getting 60 frames a second. If you're not, you got something wrong in your hardware and you should be getting it. You know, or if you have like G-Sync or whatever the NVIDIA version of that is, and it intentionally clocks it lower for a reason because you're watching a 24 frame a second video. That's the other thing with 120 frames a second. It divides evenly into every typical frame rate.
That's nice. That's a very nice feature.
Yeah.
Not the weird.
You've got a gaming monitor. Oh, yeah, G-Sync is NVIDIA. What is the ATI one? There's
it doesn't matter.
FreeSync is AMD. There's
FreeSync?
several, and Apple has their own proprietary one now, and it's all the same thing basically. But yeah, I would like that, and then I would like 10-bit high DPI color or high dynamic range color. And the only monitor that you can get that meets any of those criteria, unfortunately, comes with an iMac wrapped around it.
Which you don't particularly want.
I would like to not get the iMac and get like 2 or 3 of those monitors.
I think I have heard from many people who agree with you strongly on that front. That like, what if you could just pull the monitor out of an iMac? That's the product that they really want.
Well, it used to be. There's a 244 hertz monitor now. Wow.
244 hertz. That's some hertz.
I can't get good color reproduction at the top speeds, I doubt. But yeah, it used to be the case with the iMac until they released the version with the 5K display that you really want to just use as an external monitor. You could use iMacs as an external monitor.
Right.
They had target display mode. But the reason there aren't monitors like that is because it's a lot of data to push, and the monitor internally actually uses like 2 or 3 different connections, and it's just all.
Yeah.
That's the problem with games.
Oh yeah,
you need some serious GPU action to push 4K.
We have like the Scorpio is really the first thing that's gotten serious about trying to do games in 4K.
No, if you're serious about doing games in 4K,
I guess you have 2 Titans in it, or not Titans.
You don't need a Titan. But yeah, just top of the line video card.
Yeah. Okay.
What do we have here? We've got 2 machines. So we've got a streaming computer, which actually does have a real nice GPU in it, but it probably doesn't need it. Got a 970 in this one, and then we've got a 1080 in the gaming computer. Oh, Total Warrior's got a 1080 Ti. Nice.
I don't think a 1080 does you in 4K, does it? Or does it?
All depends. Yeah.
I guess it depends on what
even 860 will do 4K. It just, it'll render one triangle on the screen real nice at 4K, 60 frames a second.
Right. Okay, let's check our separation. It's getting there. We're getting there. See, that's how we're gonna be next go around. That looks.
We're
good.
Getting close. Getting there.
I pulled a node and I did not mean to. Okay. So that means we're gonna bring these closer together. Yay.
I think the 1080 Ti is the most powerful card on the market right now.
That sounds right, unless there's a new one that they have.
I don't think there's a new Titan yet.
Okay. They're like, they have another one that's almost as powerful and now way cheaper, I believe, though.
Yeah, well, when you get into the very, very highest end, you don't get that much more bang for your buck.
It's very, very quickly diminishing returns on money.
I know Total Warrior saying the Titan X is either out or announced.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't pay
I
that much attention to the super high-end GPU stuff.
Neither do
I'm real excited about the new ATI processors, whatever the fuck they're called, the Bulldozer and the I forget what the server one is called, but the server one is nuts. You can get it in up to 32 hardware threads.
I really don't know what that means.
That's okay. So that's basically like, it's cores.
It's cores? Okay.
You can get a 32 core processor.
That's a lot of cores.
But the cores have hyper-threading, so it acts as a 64-thread processor.
That's really cool.
And it's got like over 128 PCI buses and like 16 USB 3 buses or something ludicrous like that. And it costs like half what a comparable Xeon does.
Nice. That's a good price point.
And, you know, runs circles. Well, it doesn't quite.
Okay, no.
At the very highest end, it doesn't run circles around the Xeon. But it's like less than half the price. So. And then the consumer ones look great as well. How big is the cache on that one? I don't know. So that's the one disadvantage is it's real heavy with the NUMA because I think the processors or the cores are grouped in like groups of 8. So you can have non-uniform memory access just to the cache or just to like the PCI buses because each of the 128 PCI buses, there'd be, I guess, 32 to each group of 8 cores. It gets weird.
So we need to...
I don't know. I'm probably not going to buy one because if I was going to get a server, honestly, I think I would be better off just getting a used server that's, 3 or 4 years old from eBay because you can get some of those things for like $200. And that's a whole computer with redundant power supplies and possibly even RAM in it.
We're making a tiny adjustment because we fell slightly below their periapsis. So this using RCS as thrusters thing is actually like pretty crucial for this business here. Okay, I think like with one more go around, we should be like right on them. Is that one more go around or not? I mean, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's almost going to be a visible range.
That's close enough that where we just do our thing. We just forget about this whole fixing orbits and we just jet right towards them. So let's actually get rid of this so we can tell exactly where we are in relation to everything. So it turns out like doing it and learning makes you a lot better at Kerbal Space Program, weirdly enough. You're researching?
Yeah, I'm curious how much cache it had.
Slow down?
Really run on hydrogen?
Damn it.
Sure does.
Stop playing ads.
What do you mean slow down?
Time to rel.
Time to rel is 9 minutes. Wait, no, that's not the case. It's... No, we have to go around one more time, that's why.
Whatever, that article doesn't say how much cache it has.
You scared me, Total Warrior. We have to go around one more time for the best time to rel, for the best.
It's probably like 16 megs, maybe 32. Which
Like, we still got
isn't a lot, but...
decent set. Now we're getting close, you see. Now it's close.
Relative speed is still pretty high, though.
Yeah. Wait, should we do more adjustments to that first? What is our 59? 60? 60? Yeah.
I'm not a doctor.
You're not a doctor. You're not a space doctor.
I can talk about computer parts all day. But I can't tell you how to get it working.
It's a bit high, I agree, but it's also in relative space speeds, it's not that bad.
Okay.
Yeah, so
All right, Total Warrior. Talk to you when you get back.
okay. What did you discover with the research you were doing?
The article didn't actually say how much cache it had. I think it varies depending on which one. They may not have announced all the details.
Yeah, I would believe that.
What do us guys work with? I don't understand the question.
Okay. 2000. Stop.
Oh, what is our job? Well, part-time, we're working here at Schmuckco, doing streams. In my spare time, I am a software developer and graphic designer. So I do a lot of that kind of stuff for Schmuckco and then for other clients as well.
And I do visual arts, mostly, for Schmuckco and other people. Okay, so now, can we see them? They should be...
Oh, you want to become a software engineer or a game developer?
We can see them!
Yeah.
Yep, there's a little pixel flashing right there.
You sure that's not just Shmoo on the screen?
No, it's
no,
flashing
you're right.
too
Okay.
much to be Shmoo, I think.
Yeah,
so.
all right.
Maybe we should use the actual engines at this distance. I don't know.
Maybe you don't want to be going too fast.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I've done a bit of software development. I have, well, not for long, but I have an app on the iPhone.
Is it falling off as soon as the update happens?
As soon as iOS 11 comes out, it will no longer be available because it's a 32-bit app. It was written for iOS 3, so...
Time to rel. 1 minute.
I think I shipped an update with some changes for iOS 7, but actually not that many. What programming languages do I know? So for years and years, I refused to work in anything other than BASIC. And I managed to ship an application written in a variant of BASIC. I think it was Total Basic or Future Basic or Simple Basic or something like that. But I've gotten over that now. I learned Objective-C to program on the iPhone. I've done a little bit of Swift, but I haven't done that much Swift, and it keeps changing under me. Been programming lately, the past year or so, I've been doing a lot of work in Ruby. I don't like Ruby on Rails, but I do like Ruby. And I've also been doing JavaScript and TypeScript and some various web stuff like that. A little bit of PHP. Are there languages I'm forgetting? Probably.
That's a lot of languages. Okay, so we're doing our little like oscillate back and forth thing. We're much closer than we were a second ago, although I've lost it in relation to us. I'll find it again in a second. The important number here is this one.
C++, yeah.
How do you feel about C++?
How do I feel about C++? I like C++. I've done a little bit of C++. Most of the C programming I do is technically C++. Because it's got some nice features. I don't really like the C++ standard library, though. It's sort of made by maniacs.
All I really know about programming languages are like the stereotypes I've heard from programming humor.
Such as? I want to hear what you have to say about programming languages.
I have very little to say about programming languages. All I remember is that Python does everything and C++ is incomprehensible. That's really all I remember.
Python.
People like on Reddit, which is where the only place I've really been exposed to programmer humor, everyone loved
They love Python?
Loved Python for a while.
Python's good if you want to do...
Where is the spaceship?
Python, the great thing about Python is it's simple. So I think
that was probably
I think anyone could pick up Python. Yeah, most games do use C++.
There it is. It's hiding.
Some C++ or C, which they're very different but also very related. And really everything uses, almost everything uses C++. That's how most operating systems are written in a combination of C and C++. Most games, a lot of professional software. But these days it can get, it can be a little b+bit low level because you have to deal with managing memory, and the memory is unsafe. Yeah, Total Warrior is saying C is C++ is a pain in the ass. If I was going to do any sort of games or system programming these days, I would want to use either Swift or possibly Rust, which I don't have a lot of experience with, but I've heard Rust is very good.
For me, who knows nothing about the difference, like, what is the difference between
C and C++?
C and C++ and Rust. Like, is it what it's capable of, or
Well,
is it
C
more
and C++
like?
are very related.
I would guess based on the names, yeah.
C dates back to the 60s, maybe the 50s, late 50s. C is basically portable assembler. So you know vaguely what assembly language is?
Vaguely.
That's close enough.
Okay.
C is as high level as you can get, but still be able to have a different implementation for every different processor. Because back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, there were actually more different processors than there were programming languages. So if you wanted the thing that you wrote to run on someone else's computer, it helped if your language could abstract over all those details. C++ was then basically just minor changes to C. It's a superset of C. Started out as literally a preprocessor hack. So you'd write C code, and then this would run first, or you'd write C++ code. This would run first, translate your C++ code into C code, and then you can compile it with a C compiler. So C++ adds, the big thing that it adds is, if you're talking about early versions, objects.
Okay.
You've heard of object-oriented programming?
Yes.
C++ is object-oriented,
Okay.
C is not.
Okay.
C can only deal, basically C says all of your memory is one giant bag of bytes, and your program needs a way to grab a specific bag of bytes, look at them, modify them. That's all you can do. And that's obviously not safe, because if you just grab one random piece of memory, someone else might have cared what was there. Now our modern, wow, you got real close.
I did it. We're next to each other. We're the best. This is so much easier once you've learned all this business. Okay. Let's get you out of this stupid ship.
Okay, so our, that's, whatever. Come on.
Okay, great.
Lower third is now, we did it again.
We did it again.
So yeah, modern operating systems do their best to prevent you from violating memory safety, but it can only prevent problems between processes. It can't prevent you from shooting your own process in the foot. And so the big thing with Rust is all built around guarantees that things will be safe to do. So like in C, if you've got a list of... That wasn't what you meant to do.
Not quite. I kind of expected that to happen. It's fine.
So in C, if you've got a list of numbers, let's say 1 to 10, and you try and ask what the negative first number is, or the 11th number, C will happily let you. It will go to the end of the list, and then go to where the next item of the list would be in memory, which could be, it's probably uninitialized memory, but it might be something important, and it'll tell you.
Okay.
Rust will throw an error and say, sorry, the list is 10 items long, you're not allowed to look off of the end of it, which can prevent all sorts of crashes, and we did it. We did it.
We got, okay, now this person needs to climb up the ladder slightly, and we're both in the... What is happening?
You're slowly drifting away.
I don't understand how I'm slowly drifting away. I'm holding a ladder, but okay, we're both in the ship. Everyone's in the ship. We're in the ship. How do we live now? How do we not die?
I don't know.
We don't care about the target anymore, so let's
Sweegs,
use that.
If your dream is to work in Silicon Valley, that's an accomplishable dream. I mean, you just gotta stick with programming and build yourself up a portfolio, and don't worry about it, because literally every programmer suffers from imposter syndrome.
Every person
does, but especially programmers. Programmers are the worst. Because, you can have one character off, and spend a week debugging it, and then you notice, and you're like, I am literally the dumbest person ever.
Oh yeah, okay.
It was just one comma the
One
whole
comma.
time.
Oh, you've been debugging this program for a week.
Yeah.
It was a comma that was
It was
getting
a comma the whole time, or
Mhm.
one line that I thought was there. I was actually just imagining it because I knew it was supposed to go there,
Mhm.
but I didn't actually type it in,
Oh,
and
okay.
now my program doesn't work.
So okay, here. Let's talk about Kerbal Space Program. For a second.
Okay, sorry.
We should go back to programming in a minute, but we just need to figure out how to get these two beautiful ladies home. And what is the safest way to do that? So, how much thrust do we have? It should tell us somewhere, I think.
It says how much fuel you have.
It says we'd have very little is the answer to that, unfortunately. So if we hit the atmosphere and do like...
There are two ways you can do this.
Okay.
One, you can slow down your orbital velocity.
Yeah.
If you
Which means burning retrograde as
burning
hard as you can.
Retrograde as hard as you can.
Yeah.
And that'll slow you down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can attempt to enter at a much steeper angle, in which case you won't spend as much time in the atmosphere.
Okay.
You'll probably be going too fast.
Yes.
And in either case, I agree with Total Warrior that you should enter with your ship pointing retrograde, so the thermal,
okay.
The heat shield is facing the heat.
Okay, sure.
We'll
do that this time.
I don't know how good the atmospheric model is, but if it was good, having a flat face hit the atmosphere will slow you down more than your bullet shape.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I think it should. So
I think in our case, you just want to
just burn
an RCS as hard as you can.
And
if you can
unlimit this, probably
you should definitely unlimit that.
Okay.
If you can get yourself to 1800, you're fucking golden.
Cool.
But if you get yourself to 2000, you'll probably survive.
I think we should get to 2000 pretty easily here.
And I would honestly just keep RCSing.
There's no point until like we start getting worryingly low, right? Like
you'll want to ditch the stage before you get worryingly low.
Yeah.
But
like what, 75? Ditch it at?
Did I study computer science? Actually, no. I went to art school, but I'm pretty much completely self-trained in computer science. I did work with when I was young a few more professional programmers, but they were also mostly self-trained.
Don't you come from the era, like, you grew up in the era where everyone was self-trained to some extent, right? Like,
I mean, there were
programs, but
there
they
were
weren't...
programs. I had thought at some point maybe going to maybe studying computer science, but I didn't have the best grades. And kind of by my senior year of college, I was fucking done with school and didn't want to like try hard and do a thing. So I went to art school, and I sort of made my own major at art school. There were a few people who were interested in... We can't decouple the rocket. Why can we not decouple the rocket?
We can.
I think we can.
We're decoupling the rocket right now, in fact.
Oh, he was saying we can't decouple the rocket until because that's where the RCS is.
Yes, that's why I didn't decouple. Yes. It wasn't the best design on that front, I will grant you. I also did not expect us to be using RCS to try to slow our descent so much, but
that's
hey,
what we did last time.
It is what we did last time. We could change that. We didn't. But we got under 2000. We're facing retrograde. So now we're just going to see how this
if
goes.
you want to get into computer science, the best way, like taking classes at school will definitely help, but you can go a long way on your own. There are so many different tutorials and guides, and you can there's like OpenCourseWare stuff where you can actually watch video lectures of computer science courses from real colleges, and in some cases you can even get college credit for doing those.
That's cool.
You generally have to pay if you're going to get credit, whereas you can watch them for free if you're not going to. But that's something that I would definitely encourage if you're interested in it. And like pick up Unity or Game Maker or there's a cool one I saw the other day called Superheroes, which is all in JavaScript and TypeScript.
Neat.
Looks pretty cool. And make yourself some simple stupid games.
Okay, we're much slower. a 200 meters per second slower than we were last time at this altitude, I think.
I think that may just be enough.
I hope so.
Yeah, Total Warrior, we're coming in hot, but
You're
we didn't
always
have
going to
much
come into
choice.
hot to some extent. Like, nothing's on fire.
You're slowing down so much more, though.
Yeah, that's true. Also, I really like the fact that nothing is on fire.
I think our shoots will survive. The reason that they didn't survive last time is because we were still going like 500 meters a second
At impact.
when we were at impact, and also when we were like lower than 1,000 meters off the ground.
Yeah, no, this time we're gonna be fine. Like, look at this.
We're down to 900 now, so
We're even like way too high to think about parachutes.
yeah, you wouldn't even want to think about parachutes yet.
Although
still slowing
mountains.
down. Well, mountains.
Okay,
now we can parachutes.
Well, I think we survived. That means theoretically, if they catch.
Given that we landed this once successfully
Yes.
before, I'm still a little bit nervous about landing onto the crew compartment without legs or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. It says it's rated for 40 meters per second impact, which
I think we can slow down to that.
if we're either going to be way past that or way under that, so it's like
One way or the other.
one way or the other we live.
We were down to what, like 3 meters a second?
Yeah, we were at
on
3,
our
which
first
means we
landing?
should be fine as long as like we don't roll too far. That's the hope. Because you can, start rolling down a mountain and it gets bad at a certain point. Come on, parachutes.
This round, rolling would be fine for this.
Well, you pick up speed as you roll sometimes, occasionally.
Rolling would be fine for this.
Come on, parachutes.
They'll open in a second.
It's pretty
It
close.
would be nice if they'd hurry up.
There
and
we
do it,
go.
but
There we go. Okay. I mean, we're landing nose first. Right? So, hopefully this is a successful mission.
Why are you not slowing down?
Because I'm looking at the wrong
Oh,
one,
you're looking
of course.
okay.
Looking at our orbital speed, which at a certain point stops changing. That's how it works.
Change the atmospheric pressure where they open.
With mods, I'm sure you could, yeah.
Why would you want to do that?
I don't know. Oh, you mean like in the building stage?
Yeah, he's saying like
Like the point of drogue shoots is they open earlier, right? So
Yeah.
they slow you more. So if you want,
we're fine.
We're fine.
But you do want to look at find your shadow and
and slow down.
turn the acceleration off before you hit that mountain.
Yeah, the physics get real excited. Let's say when you activate them at full speed. So like we're probably gonna. There's our shadow right here. We're probably gonna roll down here, and hopefully no one dies during that.
Yeah, it's right into a valley. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I was worried about going off that side is the thing, because there's more further to go. Oh yeah, we've stuck. That's okay.
For certain values of stuff.
For certain. Don't worry, that's just all the parachutes exploding.
Frangible parachutes.
Ugh.
Slow down. Slow down. You can slow down. You can do it.
Yes.
You can.
No.
Almost.
Oh, it's a roller coaster ride.
Can we put legs on this thing next time?
If we ever use this design again, sure, we'll put legs.
It's rolling sideways.
That's good. It's figured itself out, and
Nope.
we're still going. Okay, we're going this way. Slowing.
This is a crazy idea, but I wonder if it would be a
Get
good
out
idea.
and push.
No, get out and run away.
Okay, we're fine. We're fine.
We can recover it now? All right.
We stopped.
We did it!
We did it.
We did it!
We saved her. We brought her home.
We rescued a Kerbal!
I feel like I'm an orbital expert now. I know that's not true.
I feel like we need to retire champions.
They both leveled up from this. I guess we get to keep her. That's kind of cool. Do we get to keep her? Is she now part of
We should have.
We got to keep her.
We should have a celebration. We break out the fucking champagne and shit.
Prograde, retrograde, hold. That's a powerful ability.
Some interesting background music they've got in there.
None?
No, it was something.
Okay, I didn't hear anything. Actually, so we succeeded in a mission. We're the best, obviously. How much money do we have?
Not much more than we started.
Not much
with.
more than we started because we failed a mission a few times. It's true. Like, it
Like
happened.
3 times.
Like 3 times.
No one's counting.
That one's easy. That's the easiest mission that's ever happened. Let's get a free $5,000.
All right.
It always makes me feel good to get the free $5,000.
So we're going to celebrate that success with some fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully not too many fireworks.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to use the docking clamps, which don't let your spaceship move because they're agnostic to the concept of physics.
No, just one. Have it hang off one.
I really don't want to do
Come
that.
on. Come on.
We could
Come
test
on.
and see what happens.
Hang off one.
Let me find the engine first. It was the thumper. Is this one the thumper? You want to put that thing off one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not really sure what'll happen here.
It'll be fine.
Can I change it to a pro? No, we're just gonna reset if everything explodes. When everything explodes.
The other thing you could do is rotate it sideways onto the clamp.
Yeah, I mean that sounds worse. Let's do that. Okay. I believe this is an easy thing to do.
It says, good job to the pilot and co-pilot. Yeah, like that.
Like this?
Mm-hmm. That's
Oh,
how
we're
you
not
test the
concerned
rocket.
about that part? Should I move that piece?
Nah.
Or what about this?
Maybe that part should move.
Oh yeah, that's what I've done. Okay, I see. I rotated the wrong part.
I
wanna
meant to rotate
that
yeah,
part.
there you
See, that works better. And then let's put it just at a sane angle. This is gonna like explode in an awesome way, and I'm excited.
I think those things are completely agnostic to gravity. So.
I think they're not 100% agnostic to gravity.
It's wiggling around a little bit.
Okay, let's see.
You decouple.
I decouple because I forgot to.
Whoops.
Whoops. Okay.
New stage.
I guess it is completely agnostic to physics.
It's wobbling around a little bit.
It's wobbling
but,
around
you
a little
know,
bit, but not much more than it was to begin with.
True.
So, I mean, we're done. We can just recover the vessel even though it's under impulse. It's great.
I guess Kerbals do have a way of turning off a solid rocket booster.
We got some of the fuel back. That's great. Okay.
Nice. Uh-oh.
Okay, let's see what else we got here.
Stupid USB hub trying to fall off the desk.
Pull her over to the moon. Scan Minimus. Orbital station around the moon. Ferry 2 tourists to their destinations.
Where do they want to go?
Orbit and orbit. That's...
This is where that other Kerbin got left.
They signed up to the wrong industry. Like,
yeah, they want to go to orbit. All right, you're in orbit now.
it does say return safely.
Oh,
Okay, so it does say return safely. I mean, we could put these... So, we could put legs on that thing we just built and do this real quick. Right?
Is that what you want to do?
I don't know. Unless you want to go... Like, I think it's kind of crazy to go for Minimus right now. And this is just the last thing we did. Which... Doing it again is like, I don't know.
I mean, you could pick one. We could take a short break and decide.
Let's do this. I've always wanted to do a tourist.
You have been pushing for doing a tourist for a long time.
I'm just saying that's where the money is. I don't think we're going to.
Can we use this rocket?
I don't think this is the correct rocket to bring. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're going to travel in the spaceship called the Rescue, but that's crossed out and painted over it is, like, I don't know, Voyager 1 or something dumb. Something they would sell. So let's see. Okay. Look at them in their little shorts. Space shorts. I guess, I wonder if what, can we do an EVA with them like that? What happens?
You'll have to find out.
We did want to put legs on this, right?
I think legs would help avoid the
Some
whole
of the
rolling
landing.
down a mountain issue that we've had.
They face up, though, correct?
What do you mean they face up?
We don't need this either. That might help things. I mean, that it lands going...
The legs should be pointed down because you landed. Didn't you land down?
I thought we landed up again. Maybe we landed
Put
down.
legs
Both
directions.
legs. Both, all the legs.
Legs don't weigh that much.
They really don't. Okay. How many legs? 3 legs, 4 legs?
3 legs is enough.
3 legs is enough.
We want those to be a little lower.
Well, we want 2
Or
sides.
upside down.
Yeah. Rotate these all the way around. That's not going to work at all.
I think you might be able to put them on the actual capsule. I don't know. Oh, also, these totally are not gonna survive re-entry.
No, they will.
They will?
Yeah, because they'll be... Oh, actually, they may not.
Whatever. We'll deal with that when it comes to it. You may not want the legs in front of the hatch.
Yes. Don't want them in front of the hatch. I also kind of want to just do that, which is...
It does make sense.
I mean, that's not really
It'll work. It's
gonna
fine.
work.
Yeah, it'll work. It's fine.
I don't want it to fall... Like, the thing I really don't want it to do...
Just land on the legs and then fall
over.
Why? If it was gonna land on those legs, it would also fall over.
Let's just keep... Let's...
Like it was gonna land on those legs, but you didn't have the legs, it would fall over.
Yeah. But we're just gonna do this. We're just...
They should start not deployed.
Definitely start not deployed. This engine goes up there. This is the rescue. The rescue/tourist trap.
So speaking of space tourists, did you know that space tourists have actually been on the ISS?
Really, that actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. Who got to space tourism?
Bunch of business people, Mark Shuttleworth, and Richard Garriott.
Richard Garriott got to
Richard
space.
Garriott spent 8 days on the ISS.
That's pretty awesome.
Or 6 days on the ISS.
Do you know their net worths by any chance, or like approximate?
Net worth? I don't know if I could tell you, but
Okay.
they paid estimate between $20 and $60 million for a ticket.
Only $60 million.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. So yeah, we're just gonna do like, okay, we're gonna pull up.
But yeah, no, I knew they had gone up on a Soyuz, but I thought they just went up, orbited a couple of times, and then landed again. But it was actually, the case was that at the time, the ISS was doing smaller crews than they do now. So anytime the Soyuz can hold 3 people, so anytime they were only putting 2 people up, they would sell the 3rd seat.
Ah.
And they sold that about 7 or 8 times, and then the space shuttle was grounded, and there were no more spare seats.
Okay. So it's too late.
It is
have
too late to go.
a spare $60 million and want to go to space
Well,
real bad.
It's too late right now, but
Soon it'll happen again, right?
presumably when the Dragon or the Dragon 2 starts going to the ISS, that's going to have 4 seats. That blew up. All the fins and the engine. How did that happen?
I don't know. Also, it hit the fucking things again.
Maybe we should have better ejection mechanism for the
Let's see if we
boosters?
have those.
We have
Well, there's like
the ullage motor.
We have the ullage motor, but like that thing requires fuel.
That shouldn't require fuel.
These? You're talking about this?
Yeah, that's a solid rocket motor.
Is it? Okay.
That's not the way you want that to be pointed.
I'm aware of that. I have to put it on the rocket and then turn it. So we want to turn it that way?
I would put it on the top.
Okay,
because
sure,
you
that
want
seems reasonable.
You want it to like
Right.
bend away.
Okay, so put it on the top. And then...
Pointed the way it is, looks fine.
What if I just pointed directly away from the middle?
That would work fine too.
I just feel like that way it's definitely not going to hit the fins. Probably. Also, we probably shouldn't start the rocket with those, I don't think.
Nope, those want to be on the same stage as separation. I think you also want to move your main engine to another stage.
It is. It's currently on the separation stage.
No, you want it to be after separation.
Why? Oh,
Because
yeah,
then
right.
The
okay.
main engine isn't on
Right,
while
right,
you're
right,
separating.
Right.
As the millisecond these clear
Yes,
the engine,
then you activate
that.
Okay.
But you need like half a second
Yes.
where that engine isn't burning.
Pilot here. Yes, we have Motti. Great. Okay. Let's see how this goes. If this works, we might just start doing this for all rockets with boosters. Because we've had some problems in the past.
We have had some problems. I don't know that you need to do it every time.
Not every time, but it's definitely
But that is what these motors are designed for, is when you have a heavy bit that is not getting the fuck out of the way fast enough, you strap some rockets to it.
So the ship you were talking about, whose ship is that? The one that's gonna have 4 seats?
Oh, the Dragon.
Yeah, the Dragon.
2.
Sorry.
So that is designed by SpaceX. They are currently flying the Dragon version 1.
That was dramatic and awesome.
That was dramatic and worked well. They're currently flying the Dragon version 1, which, while it does technically have life support systems, it is not man-rated. So if you manage to stow yourself away on one, you'd probably live to get to the ISS. But it's just for cargo and food and.
So they're currently doing ISS missions.
They are currently doing ISS supply missions, and it is also the major way that they get stuff back from the ISS, because the Soyuz is tiny. You can barely fit anything in it besides the 3 astronauts who are coming down on it, and often, they have experiments where they would like them to stay pressurized, and land gently, but not take up the seat of an astronaut that needs to come back. So the Dragon has been doing that well. That launches on top of a Falcon 9, and they have, for the last 2 or 3 resupply flights, they have managed to recover the first stage.
Right. Oh, that's the recover of the first stage one.
Well, they can recover the first stage on a lot of missions, but missions to the ISS are in that category where the first stage is entirely recoverable.
That's awesome.
And I believe, actually, the Dragon that is up there right now, launched less than a month ago, is actually the first time that they have reused the pressure vessel for the actual spaceship. Because it splashes down in the ocean, and until now, they had just been keeping them all in a garage somewhere, basically. In a warehouse in Hawthorne, California, I think.
Okay.
But they finally got permission from NASA to reuse one, and it worked, and it's delivered supplies. It's currently docked to the ISS. I believe it splashes down in a couple of days.
Cool.
And also in SpaceX news, next weekend, they are trying something crazy. So they were supposed to launch a satellite, I think it was on Friday or Saturday, last Friday. But the launch was scrubbed due to early tests indicating that a valve, which is a redundant valve, but it wasn't working right.
Okay.
So they have scrubbed the launch until next weekend, where they're going to be launching one rocket from the East Coast, and then within 48 hours, they're going to be launching another rocket from the West Coast.
Cool.
Which is certainly the fastest turnaround time that they have ever done, and I think pretty close to the fastest turnaround time anyone has ever launched rockets.
Yep. They've achieved orbit. They're happily in orbit.
Happily in orbit. Well, let's leave them there.
Now let's bring them home.
No, let's leave them there. We can deorbit them some other time.
Give him a good month in space.
Yeah.
Sure, actually. But we're not going to crash back down, right? 72 is high enough.
It ought to be.
Yeah, just leave him. Let's go back to 72 with them just to make sure it doesn't slow down at all. And like,
Sure.
Because otherwise, yeah, let's.
What else can I talk about space? Falcon Heavy is going to fly sometime, hopefully.
What is the Falcon Heavy?
What is the Falcon Heavy? So you've seen a Falcon 9, right?
Yeah. Yeah?
So one thing you have to understand is it is massively bigger than you think it is.
The Falcon 9?
Falcon 9.
Okay.
You've seen it landed on a little boat, right?
Mm-hmm.
How tall do you think the part that lands on the boat is?
I believe you told me this once.
Yeah, but like
Well, it
look
was
in your
several
mind.
stories, right? Like
Look in your mind
in my
and
mind?
guess. You've seen photos.
yeah, in my mind, in the photos, I imagined it to be no more than 50 feet tall.
50 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's 13 stories tall.
Yes, which is significantly more.
130 something feet tall.
Yes, that's
It
crazy.
It is over an entire highway lane wide. Okay, so you've been on the freeway when they were moving like a wide load, like giant septic tank or a prefabricated house.
Yeah, yeah.
The
And they put the wide load there.
yeah, so that is how they transport a Falcon 9 across the country. And it is exactly within a few inches the largest thing that you can transport from coast to coast on roads.
Is it designed that way?
It intentionally designed that way. It's actually wider and longer than a prefabricated house.
Wow.
It is huge. And then they put another one on top of that. It's not quite as tall.
Yeah.
So what a Falcon Heavy is you take that first stage, that 13-story tall first stage, and basically you tape 3 of them together.
3 of them together?
3 of them together
Are you saying
in
like
a line.
In a line.
In a line, yeah.
Okay.
Not one on top of the other. And then you put a second stage on that, and then you put the thing that you want to go to space on top of that.
And what is that for? Like, where does... Because if the Falcon Heavy can just get you into orbit to the ISS... I mean, the Falcon 9 can get you to the ISS.
It can get you...
I'm sure it can get
anywhere in low orbit that you want.
Okay.
It can take up to about 5,000 pounds to geostationary transfer orbit. Not all the way up to geostationary orbit, but to the orbit where if you have a geostationary satellite, normally your rocket doesn't take you all the way there. You got a big engine that's actually on the satellite that takes you, like 3 or 4 months. It'll burn very slowly and take you all the way up. But let's say you wanted to take that Dragon capsule, goes to the ISS, landed on Mars.
Yeah.
That's what you need a Falcon Heavy for.
Okay.
It'll also be good if for many military launches, when they want to launch
larger,
really big, heavy spy satellites and stuff, they need a pretty big rocket to do that on.
So you said they're launching one in a few weeks? Or in a few months?
Supposedly in a few months. They've actually... So...
Do we know what they're sending up? Is the next?
They're sending up nothing.
Oh, okay. It's a test launch.
Dummy payload. Yeah, it's not a paying customer.
Okay.
There were rumors at one point that they were going to try and send like a school bus around the moon or something, and
that would
who
be
knows,
funny.
That could still happen, but they haven't actually announced anything, and it's probably just a dummy payload.
So in this game, I kind of want to mess with planes again.
Okay, I'll just talk about stuff, and you can do whatever you want.
Oh, we have a plan here. We have a mission plan, which is what we've tried to do before in Kerbal Space Program, which is we would like to recover some science from places on Kerbal itself. And the best way to do that is not to go up and then down; it's to go over. Yeah. Traditionally, how we travel on Earth. So, a piece of technology I noticed is Scott Manley, because I've been watching his videos.
Everyone should watch Scott Manley videos.
If you want to get better at Kerbal Space Program.
Well, if you want to get better at Kerbal Space Program, or just because he's got a fantastic accent.
He does have a pretty good accent. So, the thing he did here is that he, instead of just using a plane engine, used one of these. One of these. And it worked really well.
Okay.
And since we have shitty, tiny...
This only burns for 4 minutes, though.
That is a concern.
And it only has a thrust-to-weight ratio of 0.21. So I don't think he actually did this.
he didn't use this fuel tank. I don't know what fuel tank he did use. Let's try the fuselages. See, they don't even work though, right?
The fuselages don't have
Oxidizer. Well, let's.
So if you
put
but
it
if you
on
have
there.
an air intake,
Yeah, that doesn't. Oh, if we put it, that works.
I think that might work.
Let's see. We got air intakes somewhere. Got air intakes somewhere. Do you remember where those were? Yeah, here's an air intake. I need to put it on something. That's a problem. Oop. Okay.
Try to put it on the inside.
There we go. This seems to not be happening.
Okay, maybe that doesn't work.
Okay.
Maybe you actually do need oxidizer. I don't know how this works.
Yes, I don't either. That's why.
If anyone would like to give us some tips on how to make a plane,
I really want to make a plane. I want to do it. I want to make a plane. But it's just so elusive.
I don't think that'll take off. You
Yeah.
put like wings on it, and those are gonna weigh more.
Mm-hmm. He did have 2 of these, but I know wings are an important part of a plane. Like, the thing we're having the most trouble with the Total
I'll be right
Warrior
back.
is just getting enough thrust to fly, which is very
You
important.
experiment with engines. I'll be right back.
Okay. Let's get wacky with engines. But I think we're 100% in tests, so it's going to crash. There's going to be a lot of explosions. There's going to be a lot of resetting the mission. You have to bear with me on this. More, yes, yeah. So the next step 2 here is we're gonna just do this, and then this, and now we got a max of 1, which is decent. And then we're gonna stick some wings on this. We're gonna stick a nice big pair of wings on it, and we're gonna give them some elevons. I don't know. And we're going to rotate those so they're the correct direction. The thruster is also under the wings. Is that important? In fact, on a Boeing... Yes, you're right. Okay, let's try that. Let's try raising the wings up slightly. So now we got the thrust. Thrust is down there. Lift is up. Lift is higher than the thrust. That might be important. I would believe that that's important. So now we're gonna put some wheels on it. And in vain hope it flies. I wish these wheels came out of the box better. You meant literally under the wings? Oh, okay. Well, like, the problem, Total Warrior, yes, that's often the case on real planes, for sure, instead of in the back, but we don't have engines that are strong enough to carry themselves? Really? Yes, I know what a plane looks like. But what I'm saying here is the jet engines we have access to aren't good enough to carry themselves. So if, like, most of the rockets we build, if we just put more and more rockets of the same kind on there, it would be more and more thrusty, generally. Like, it wouldn't necessarily go as high, but our engines are bad. The jet engines we have access to are really, really bad. And using them, like, sticking these under the wings is not going to really work, I don't think. We could try that. There's just not going to be enough space under the wings for an engine that big, I don't think. But let's shoot our rocket sled down the runway and shit. Shoot our rocket sled down the runway and see what happens. Put these. It looks good, actually. What we're gonna see. Well, this is going to explode, and we're going to reset it, and then we'll figure out what to do there. So you're gonna love this design. It's beautiful.
That looks exactly like an airplane.
feel like these.
Where's the fuel go? Oh, I see.
So
you might want to move that axis of rotation there.
It took off better than anything else we've ever done.
True. That did.
It might not have enough lift.
It flew
for the
at least
rocket.
like 30 or 40 feet.
What
I'm saying though is, we mounted
which thing?
Actually, I don't know. Wheels further back or something. Don't. Oh, there goes your wings.
Planes are cool. Planes are awesome. I don't understand how you do it. Oh, she's not a pilot.
You could consider putting a pilot in there.
Yes, I could. I should. We're getting... Okay, we're still picking up speed. Give it a little bit more speed, and now we're going to pull up. And then we did a nice little flip.
So, part of the problem was, I think you're pulling up too hard.
Too hard, too quickly?
And not gradually.
Pull up gradually. Let's try that.
Because I think like 10 seconds before you started to pull up, you were probably going fast enough to take off.
Okay.
And then as soon as you started pulling up, you actually probably, I think you stalled.
Yeah, we totally stalled. 100% stalled. The other problem is we only have like a minute of burn, which is not
get
enough
too far
to get anywhere. But I just want to like build a plane that takes off and flies for a millisecond, and that's what I would consider.
You've flown at least 50 feet.
So it just flips over is the problem.
That was much better.
It was much better. Let's go back to the space plane hangar.
You don't have any tail wings. That wasn't really the problem that
would help. Stability.
You wouldn't hurt.
One of these, like
a
nice one of those. It's important for steering, which is too much thrust, wings too small. I can believe the wings are too small. We could put an extra chunk of wing on each.
Yeah, that might help.
More lift, basically.
I don't totally understand how lift works in this game.
The way it claims to work, at least based on like if you right-click things, is like the more wing you have, the more lift you have, which I think sort of translates into real life, sort of.
That's generally how it works. Do you want additional control surface?
Maybe. That might be good now that we have the extra bit of wing to put it on. Okay.
They'll line up. Don't worry about it.
It's the problem is...
What does your center of gravity look like?
That's a good question. We want it to be under the wings, right?
Yes, if you could get the wings centered on the center of gravity, I think that would make you less likely to flip.
Okay. I mean, like, it looks goofier. It looks less stable, but it might actually be weirdly more stable.
Total Warrior says, I think bigger but not wider wings might help.
We don't really have access to that is the problem.
Yeah,
we
I don't think we have that science.
Choices on how, like, we could just...
Slap wings everywhere.
Slap wings like there, but like I don't know. I don't think that helps. Let's try it. Let's see what it does.
You can also try loading up on it. Like if weight is the problem, you try loading up with some more fuel. Kill two birds with one stone. It'll take you farther.
Yeah, that's true.
You're throttling up to max, are you?
That's how I did it last time. Feels a bit more stable, which is
like,
nice.
I think at 50 miles an hour, this ought to be just about taken off.
Hey,
You're flying!
We did it.
You did it!
We did it.
We did it!
This is a huge success for us. This matters a lot.
You want to try landing, or is that like way too high tech?
Okay, first of all, to land, we have to quickly turn around because, like,
you can slowly turn around. You could quickly turn around.
We're
You also don't have to like necessarily. Okay.
That I turned around too much. This is by far the most successful plane we've ever had, though. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Even,
No,
even currently.
It even landed. It landed it survived the landing.
The pilot survived the landing, which means...
The whole plane survived the landing. What are you talking about? Strap some new engines on there, it'd be good as new.
We can't... Oh, what is the brake? These are the brakes.
Someone should really highlight that clip of us saying that this plane is working perfectly while it's crashing, because that was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. That was... Hey, we built a plane. I can't believe it.
I would do it, but the Twitch highlight interface is so confusing that I'd spend like 5 minutes not saying anything while I tried to highlight it.
Yeah, we did that once during a stream. We didn't. But yeah, we built a plane. Like, we can't actually stick any science on it or go anywhere with it, but it's a huge milestone.
Well, so now save this.
Yes.
Save it as a working concept. And now we can go from here.
Yeah, okay. I wanna check something real quick.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
we have 150 science. So is there something we should buy with it?
Some kind of plane part?
Some kind of plane part, some kind of rocket part.
I would go for rocket parts, not plane parts.
Yeah, I think I would go for rocket parts as well. Ah, that's 160 for
The
this
stuff
one.
we wanted was in the middle.
Landing?
I mean, you could do landing, but I think it was advanced construction.
We got like an interstage, a stacked coupler.
If we wanted to make giant rockets, we need some of that kind of stuff.
Protective shell?
That's another
Yeah.
fairing, right?
That's another. I think it's another fairing. I assume.
Better radial decouplers,
Mhm.
tri-stack coupler. If we want to go to like Minimus and land on the moon and stuff,
Yeah, I think
want
that's.
that.
I really want to go to Minimus. We definitely don't need this stuff. I mean, this thing is a nice engine, and we'll get it at some point. But it's not like.
yeah, that's
critical.
not super important.
And these things are just like the biggest, stupidest rocket engines you could possibly.
So we definitely want those as soon as possible. What's the gas tank?
This is the biggest, stupidest fuel tanks possible. Like that's the.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Why don't you? What is that? It's a.
It is a side-mounted fuel tank.
Oh, side mount. It's actually like we come in handy.
That is what, if you were building an N1, you'd want a few of those.
And is this for space shuttles where it's like it's an adapter like this, but it's skewed? Like, what would you use that for?
I have no fucking clue what that is for.
And then we got some huge ass RCS tanks just in case you need them,
Yeah,
and
those
the
are-
biggest fuel tank in the game, I believe.
Yep, that is the big orange
unless-
external tank.
This one might be bigger. I don't know. One of these. Wait, so this one first or fuel first, or we could? Well, we don't want this one first. I would say
we can't
this
afford
order.
either of those.
Yes, we can't, but we're so close. So I think we should probably just get that.
This is the one with the tri. Yeah,
This is
tri-coupler.
the tri-coupler
Yeah.
and like all these decouplers and bigger fairings and it's all good stuff.
I don't know if it's a bigger fairing. It's just a different fairing.
I think it might be bigger on the base.
No, it's 1 1/4.
Oh, it
meters.
is. Okay, it's just maybe it's a better one. I don't know. It'll take 40 Gs, 50 Gs. It's a lot of Gs.
Rover parts.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ooh, more science parts.
It would be fun to
It would be
Put
fun
a
to try and
rover-
build a rover. Yes.
put a rover somewhere, drive it around. That would be a lot of fun.
It would be.
You can even do it. You can even put a Kerbin in it and drive it around. Like I don't know if we need to go that far, but
I saw. I believe this was posted today. It was from the Kerbal Space Program account. Someone built a truly ridiculous rover.
how can we have some scale on what that
Some
means?
scale. Well, it was very small.
Okay, it was a small, ridiculous rover. Instead of
None of the parts collided with any of the other parts.
that's always an achievement.
And it had a mechanism such that if it got flipped over, it could right itself
Nice.
like a battle bot.
Mm-hmm.
It had solar panels that fold up and then out, exposing a giant antenna underneath, like an unfurling antenna. And that was mostly it.
Okay,
It
that sounds
flipped
pretty
over
awesome.
In a couple of orientations, like it split
So
from the
I think we
side.
should bring these guys home and maybe call it a day for today.
Okay.
I think we're reaching about that time.
We're reaching
Oh,
that kind
Tony
of
Warrior
point.
made it.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Made
much.
a clip. How about that? I will have to figure out how to download that and archive it.
Is there a point in the orbit which is like the one to make slower?
Say that again?
So we're gonna slow them down so they don't die.
Right.
Yeah. Where should we do that?
You would want to do that at your apoapsis, I believe.
Okay, sure. Let's do it at the apple.
Your apoapsis is your the highest point.
The highest point.
I think that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. I buy it. It does burning at the apoapsis makes the biggest difference at the periapsis. So if you want a steeper re-entry.
Yeah, just 10 or 15 seconds. I was just thinking it would be funny to have the two of us like totally in agreement that this is a terrific plane
while it crashes
as it's spiraling out of control and crashing.
For the no context people.
I'll post it on Twitter and be like, you guys are really missing out not watching my Monday streams.
We're burning.
You're below 1500, so you're gonna be fine.
Okay.
You might as well burn up all your fuel. I don't think you have to RCS it.
For very long?
Well,
Like,
actually, what I would do is
I
I would decouple while you're RCSing. Get that stage the hell out of here.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, no, but if you keep the RCS on.
Well, I want to do it the other way. Right? Like. Because if that's going to push it into the.
You want it to be going the other way, yes.
And there we go. So hold this down and decouple.
Mm-hmm.
It probably just stops. That was the problem.
Couldn't you just hit space?
Yeah, it just stopped it.
Whatever.
Unfortunately.
It's not like you added any actual speed. But this way it'll...
Oh, yeah, I probably added like 0.2 meters per second or something like that. Yeah, so we're just going to head right back down. Where are we going to land? Right in the mountains again, just where we want to be.
Well, we've got legs this time.
We got legs this time.
The legs...
I'm worried they're going to point up as we're landing.
Either way, it's something else to explode to slow us down.
Oh, that's true. As we roll and bounce?
Yeah. Because we took the docking port off.
Mm-hmm.
The docking port really slowed us down last time. I mean...
The parachutes really helped, too.
I'm talking about after the parachute.
No, I'm saying, yes, they also exploded, and the docking port did help. You're right, though.
Well, the docking port stopped us completely.
Yes.
Until it exploded, throwing us much further.
Uh-huh.
So, that's what I'm hoping for.
It's
with
important
the
to have
legs.
large, chunky bits on the outside of your rocket, so it catches on rocks as you roll down mountains, in case you didn't know. I believe NASA uses that as a key design philosophy. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I heard SpaceX is actually not going to go with that as part of their EDL procedure for the Red Dragon.
Uh-huh. What, are they going to do something dumb like always land in oceans or on
Mars?
On Mars? That sounds boring.
Well, technically, most places on Mars you land
pretty
used to be an ocean.
Oh yeah,
like on a long enough time scale.
Mm-hmm.
They're all now mountains, but same difference.
But what if you accidentally land on the side of Olympus Mons?
Part of their EDL procedure involves being extraordinarily precise with where they land and like deciding it ahead of time. Well, it's more of the deciding it ahead of time.
Yeah. My favorite historical EDL procedure is still the rover that they built into like the balloon thing, so it like bounced half a dozen times.
Oh, not the what was the latest rover?
I don't know how the latest rover actually landed. I'm not.
You're not familiar with how that landed.
No,
don't read what I'm typing.
Okay, well, I have to pay attention to this and make it not die. Also, there goes.
So, have you heard of
So
7 minutes
legs.
of terror?
No.
That is what the EDL procedure for the Curiosity rover was called.
Okay.
So, you're talking about
really
the
fucking
Spirit
bad.
and Expedition. Those are the two small ones, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So they had a giant soccer ball essentially, and they bounced. It was in like a protective carrier, but the Curiosity rover is the size of a small SUV, so they can't do it that way.
Yeah, it's huge, right?
So what they did is they have some retro propulsion in the atmosphere. They have a rocket pointing down, to slow you
You
down.
may have noticed we died.
Why did that happen?
Really, the legs exploded on the way down, and I don't know.
That's unfortunate. But yeah, so 7 minutes of terror referred to the amount of time that it takes to get from space to landing on Mars. And the final part of that was a sky crane. So they had this car-sized rover is suspended from a frame with rockets on it. And it goes about 10 or 20 meters above the ground because they don't want to have the rockets blow dirt and dust over the solar panels,
right? Yes,
and in front of the sensors and all that stuff. So then they lower it down on a crane from like 30 feet in the air.
That's insane.
From a rocket hovering 30 feet in the air.
That's insane. That's awesome.
I would encourage you to, when we're done with this, Google 7 Minutes of Terror and watch the NASA video. Yeah, they have a NASA video with rocket scientists like actually explaining that. They're doing it again, by the way.
Wow.
The Mars 2020 rover is the exact same thing.
Awesome.
So look forward to that in not 2020.
Well, yeah, we killed everyone.
We killed everyone. We failed. We don't know how to land. We do know how to dock.
Yeah, I need to look at this. I thought we had landing down. I thought it was a simple thing that we figured out ages ago, but at the same time, I'm going to read more about it, I guess.
It really depends on, I think, the how
Exact.
steep you hit. So I think in this case, we'd sort of...
too steep.
We'd slow down too much, so we hit too steep. So the atmosphere couldn't slow us down that last couple hundred meters a second. Possibly, if I had been
paying
more attention and not just talking, I would have known. But
we also had a big problem on re-entry itself. When the legs exploded, it flipped the whole can around, so we then lost.
We were hoping it would do that on the ground and not in space.
In space, so much.
Well, I guess that is all the Kerbal Space Program. We are going to space today.
Yes.
So, Zach, could you open the door so I can see what the schedule is for the remainder of the week?
Lord, here you go.
Tomorrow it is Non-Committal Tuesdays, where we're going to have Malcolm and Emily back playing Outlast 2. And on Wednesday, it's Partners in Crime. As always, Jordana and Alan will be playing. I'm going to watch the clip. Fine, we'll watch it right now.
Most successful plane we've ever. This is by far the most successful plane we've ever had, though. Even currently.
It even landed. It landed just.
I love our
survived the landing.
The pilot survived the landing, which means
the whole plane survived the landing. What are you talking about? Flawless landing. Okay, so.
It's good. It's great. That's
great clip. That was exactly what I was hoping for. Thank you very much. So Wednesday, Partners in Crime around noon. Jordana and Alan are going to be continuing their Stardew Valley playthrough.
It's a co-op this time.
It's co-op. They've got a co-op mod. They've gotten married. They're doing this whole thing. You should check it out. On Thursday, we have... so Alan is going to be out of town. Alan is going to VidCon. So if you're at VidCon, you should hit up Alan at Allegro116 on Twitter. See if you can schedule some time to go say hi to him. So he's not going to be here on Thursday because he's going to be down at VidCon. So instead, we've got Gus and Malcolm doing something. I don't know if they've decided yet, but they'll be here playing a game. And then on Friday, we got something special for you.
I'm back on Friday.
You're here right now.
Yes,
there's someone else who's back on Friday.
Gabrielle is also back on Friday.
So Zach and Gabrielle are going to be playing some Sims.
Yep.
Building some sort of modern house.
I've been told we're building a house.
No roofs.
I'm not allowed to mention the word.
We're not allowed to. Yeah, you don't. So if you come to that stream, do not talk about roofs. That should be a lot of fun. We're happy to have Gav back. I think this is going to be a one-off for now, but
it's a one-off for now, but we'll see.
She may be trying to get back into the streaming schedule. And then we've got no streams over the weekend, but Zach and I are back on the
Monday.
same space time, in the same space channel, crashing the same Kerbals once again.
We're going to kill some people on the moon, probably, I think.
Kill some people on Minimus.
Maybe.
Yeah. And the moon. And in orbit. And landing. And all the time.
I think a reasonable mission we can actually succeed on is a non-manned Minimus mission. That's a lot of M's. But yeah, so
So
Check us out
that is
next week.
all for today. Total Warrior, I would love to see you back next week. If you
Yep.
can make it, that'd be great. But until next time, see you later.